Steelers, consider others before you consider yourself. To protect your brother, even from himself. To give support at your own expense. And when wearing the black and gold suit of armor, make sure nobody desecrates it, disrespects it. Most importantly, we ourselves don't dishonor it. From previous legends who have donned the black and gold. These virtues I learned while playing for the Steelers are what make the legacy of the black and gold timeless. They are passed down in the locker room from the steel curtain to anyone who valiantly wears the black gold. Creating a brotherhood that is deeper than money, business, and winning. To be a Steeler is to consider others before you consider yourself. This is our culture, Steeler culture.
Now, here are your hosts, Rob and Dan, the Steel Twins.
Steelers Nation, what is going on? Thank you guys for tuning in for another edition of the Steeler Culture Podcast, where we break down Pittsburgh Steelers football. And this episode is powered by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
This is episode 111, episode 111 of the Steelers Culture Podcast. Thank you guys for joining us on this Friday night as we are a day and a half away from game day.
From the home opener of the Pittsburgh Steelers season, as they will host the 2-0 Los Angeles Chargers. And the Jim Harbaugh-led Chargers this time around.
Yeah, both teams are 2-0. In fact, the Chargers are 2-0 for the first time since, if I have my stats correct, since 2012.
Are you serious?
It's been that long. I think I'm right on that. I know this is the first time the Steelers have been 2-0 since 2020. I know that for a fact.
Gotta go to show how bad the Chargers' whole franchise has been. My God.
Yeah.
And I do feel for them. I do.
And seeing all the injuries and the latest news regarding certain areas for both teams, I'm glad we kind of waited till Friday night to talk about this and preview this game because, Lord above, some of these injuries are going to determine the game, won't they?
Oh, for sure. I mean, like the update and the injuries that came out, the injury report that came out this afternoon, I mean, it's going to make the game a little bit more interesting.
Injuries galore around the entire NFL, dude. It's insane, and the Steelers and Chargers are now victims of that, unfortunately. But some of them will be interesting to watch for in regards to the Chargers and specifically Justin Herbert. And for the Steelers, we're looking more so at Troy Fautanu. Again, yes, he popped up on the injury report today. We'll talk about that. We got a lot to talk about tonight on episode 111 of the Steelers Culture Podcast. We want to thank you guys for joining us tonight. Want to get into the chat. There is a poll for you guys. Do the Steelers score a touchdown? Does the Steelers offense score a touchdown? Yes or no? 89% so far say yes.
Well, so far we only have one in the past two games.
Yeah.
It's really hard to, and considering how the Chargers defense has looked, I mean, it's going to be difficult, I guess, right?
We'll talk about it, but if you guys want to follow us on social media, you guys see the @ in the ticker for Instagram. Twitter, and TikTok. Links are posted down in the description box below. We are now on Spotify. If you guys want to listen to the audio version of this podcast, we're on Spotify. The link to that is in the description box below. And tonight's live stream, today's Steel Culture Podcast episode is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. As you guys know, man, the game is this Sunday. It's another round of betting of NFL Sunday. It's going to be crazy. I know I have my bets in. I have my parlays. I already have some of them ready, as a matter of fact.
That's not surprising.
I'm even betting on college football tomorrow, man. Seriously, man. If you guys,
that's a first time for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Listen. Best of luck. Just don't overdo it.
I know. Well, BetUS has all that covered for you. If you guys are looking for a new sportsbook this year, BetUS has you covered. You guys see the Steelers and Chargers betting lines there. The over/under is 35, which is not surprising, seeing with the state of both teams. And the Steelers are 1-point favorites. If you like the spread, if you like the Steelers' odds of winning, I think that spread is a very good odd. It's a very good bet to place. You guys want to take advantage of that, go to betus.com. They have a special promo for you guys right now. When you sign up, you guys can take advantage of a 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150 when signing up at betus.com right now and get the fastest payouts in the industry. Live wagering on all major games, personalized service 24/7, and fast and easy deposit and withdrawal process, plus that 150% sign-up bonus promo, man. So get advantage of that. And shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's live stream. Just please gamble responsibly.
Now, I do got to ask you, considering you stated that you are looking to bet on some college games tomorrow.
Correct.
Are you betting on that Texas game where Archie Manning is making his start?
Correct. I have already put a wager on the first quarter spread.
And what's that?
Well, I think the Texas first quarter spread is 10.5 points.
10.5.
So
Okay.
you're telling me that the Texas Longhorns could score more than 10 points in the first quarter, and they could lead by more than 10 in the first quarter? Sounds like easy money, man.
Listen, I mean, he's a Manning for a reason. You know, he's going to continue that legacy. And, I mean, the guy can scramble, too.
It's going to be a must-watch game. In regards to the Steelers and Chargers, the Steelers versus Chargers game is going to be must-watch. 2-0 for both teams for the first time in many years, more so the Chargers than the Steelers. But they're 2-0, man. They're off to a hot start, and a lot of it is very similar in terms of them relying a lot on the ground game and their strong defense. In fact, both defenses have only allowed 1 touchdown all season. Now, if you look back at the Falcons game in Week 1, that touchdown from the Falcons to Cowboys
never should have happened.
So if you take away that offside penalty or that neutral zone infraction on TJ Watt, the Steelers defense doesn't allow a single touchdown all year. Incredible. And the Chargers, they've only allowed 1 touchdown all year in Week 1 versus the Raiders. So this is definitely going to be a defensive battle. This is going to be a game that's going to have to be won in the trenches for both teams, especially seeing the Chargers and not only the lack of a passing game or the lack of a receiving core, but now the injury sustained to Justin Herbert. I think that's where we're going to start off here because he suffered a high ankle sprain, and he is questionable.
Yeah, on Wednesday, he didn't participate. Thursday, he was limited in practice, but today he was a non-participant, and he is listed as questionable.
And the odds are, hey, he might not play. You know, it's going to come down to the team and the doctors, not Justin Herbert's decision. It's not looking good for Herbert to play on Sunday, man. It really is not.
No, initially when I heard about him being injured, I didn't really think it was this severe to a point where he would be questionable. I thought, maybe a day off Wednesday and he'd be working his way Thursday, Friday, limited, then full, then he's ready to go. But It doesn't appear to be the case. And it looks like it's going to be a game-time decision for Justin Herbert.
Yes, and if Herbert can't go, I would think that they're going to start Taylor Heineke. If not him, probably Easton Stick. But I would think because of the vet and Heineke, he's kind of more accustomed to games like that where it's a last-minute decision. He's kind of used to the pressure being on him in many situations. They might go with Heineke. It might be Justin Fields versus Taylor Heineke come Sunday.
Could be the battle of the backups.
We don't know. But one thing we do know for sure is this game, both teams are still going to rely heavily on their ground games, but especially the Chargers. First of all, the Chargers, man, they are led by Jim Harbaugh, who is back in the NFL for the first time since 2014 when he coached for them for 4 years with the 49ers. And now he's back after a very successful run in Michigan, coming off a national championship, along with Roman Wilson. I want to put this out real quick. Roman Wilson is off the injury report. he might be playing this Sunday.
He was a full participant today.
So how about Roman Wilson potentially getting his first NFL game against his same coach in college? You can't write it any better way.
No, you can't.
So it's very interesting. But Jim Harbaugh has led the Chargers to 2-0. And when you look at him and you look at what he's done to the coaching staff and to the offense and mostly to the ground game, Jim Harbaugh has always been very run-oriented. He did that many years in Michigan. He's following that up with the Chargers, and you can see it's led to their great success on the ground game. They are a hot run team. JK Dobbins alone, man, leads the league in rushing. He has had 2 games straight of 130 yards and touchdowns plus.
Which is actually a first-timer for any Chargers running back.
Wow.
In their first season. Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson never did that. J.K. Dobbins is the first and only Charger as of right now in his first 2 games as a Charger to have 100 yards in back-to-back games.
Unbelievable.
And J.K., I mean, like, the guy was a stud coming out of Ohio State. I remember that draft process very vividly. I mean, you and I were very
adamant,
and we were preaching about getting J.K. Dobbins. We know who we selected, rather than J.K., but we still knew that J.K. was going to be a dominant back no matter where he was going to go. He obviously started off in Baltimore, but his Baltimore career really didn't get off to a way where we thought it would because of the constant injuries he was dealing with.
Sure. But now he's fully healthy, at least for now. As long as he can stay healthy, we know what J.K. can do. J.K. was always my guy. Coming out of Ohio State, I wanted him over Claypool. In a way, I look back at it, I'm thinking, now, it's in retrospect, but you take J.K., you don't take Claypool, you don't need a running back the next year. Lord knows what the outcome could have been. But we're here where we are now. J.K. is off to the best start of his NFL career for him. Good for him. And it really helps that he is under John's brother, Jim. He's under Greg Roman, the Ravens' former offensive coordinator, who was under John for 4 years in Baltimore.
A lot of familiar faces, when Dobbins signed with the Chargers. So,
And not just Greg Roman, but, of course, he has Gus Edwards. They have a very Ravens offense, a very Ravens run-heavy offense. But at the same time, Greg Roman was with Jim Harbaugh before he was ever with John, because their history goes way back to when I think Jim Harbaugh was the head coach in Stanford, and Greg Roman was the assistant head coach for Stanford before those two together jumped ship to the 49ers in the NFL. And they were together for 4 years. Jim Harbaugh was the head coach for the 49ers for 4 years, and Greg Roman was his offensive coordinator all those 4 years. So their history goes way back. And Jim Harbaugh's first time back in the NFL in 10-plus years, he brings in a very familiar face in Greg Roman. And so far, it's led to their success. It's led to JK's success. He's got Gus Edwards behind him as well to rotate. I mean, this is a run offense that is going to very well test the Steelers' front seven. It's going to be a tough matchup. It's going to be interesting to see how the Steelers try to slow down JK. I don't know if they really 100% will. I think JK will find some success, but we got to slow down JK in this game, man. That's first and foremost.
Yeah, I mean, Steelers did a great job limiting Bijan Robinson week 1, and they did a very nice job limiting who did we play last
Javonte.
week? Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Broncos.
Javonte. I mean, the Broncos' rushing offense, I mean, it's not really that impactful, but nonetheless, week 1, they did limit it, Bijan Robinson, but this is a big true test, I would say, for the Steelers' rush defense right here. I don't think they're going to be able to stop JK or Gus Edwards. I mean, they're very successful. It's a big factor in the Chargers being 2-0. It's what's getting their offense going, causing them to get down the field and whatnot.
Well, it's something they're going to rely on all year because now this Herbert injury really intensifies that. But the Chargers don't have a number 1 receiver. They don't have a proven number 1 receiver. They got Josh Palmer. They got Quentin Johnson. They got Ladd McConkey. McConkey's a dog. I'm going to tell you right now, he's going to be a stud for Herbert. But as of now, they're going to be very run heavy. They don't have a proven passing game right now. They don't have a proven receiving core. They have a proven quarterback. Justin Herbert's one of the best in the league, but clearly he's had the pressure taken off him because of what Jim Harbaugh is trying to implement in the Chargers offense. He's trying to keep it well balanced. He's trying to take as much pressure off of Herbert until a receiver can step up. And that's going to remain the same, and that's going to intensify in this game because of Herbert potentially being out. So the Steelers, man, they already know their game plan going into this game. They know the defensive game plan. They got to slow down JK. They got to stop JK as much as they can.
I think regardless if Herbert plays or not, I think the game plan is always going to be running the football effectively with the Chargers. I mean, there's obviously a difference between Justin Herbert and one of their backup quarterbacks, but you got to limit that running attack. And if you do that, if you get the ball in the quarterback's hands and the secondary, the defense can do what they can do, lock down their wide receivers, no matter who it is, whether it's Johnson, McConkey, or Josh Palmer, though he's questionable. Just limit the rushing attack. You gotta hold it down.
And I'll say this, man. If Herbert can't go and we get probably Taylor Heineke starting, force the game in his hands. I mean, no matter what, force the game into the quarterback's hands. Herbert is not going to be a perfect Herbert, man. He could lead to some mistakes. The pass rush can get to him. The interior of the defensive line can really start getting pressure. We've seen it from Benton. We've seen it from Hayward. We've seen it from Monty Adams the first 2 weeks. They're getting some serious pressure up the middle. So if we can do that and get to whoever quarterback it is, I love the Steelers' chances, man. And one thing I'll give the edge to the Steelers' defense is they have gone up against Greg Roman. They've gone up against JK. They've gone up against Gus Edwards multiple times for multiple years.
Game planning against them is nothing different from what they've done before.
They're no stranger to this, man.
Exactly.
They are in a high favor. In fact, they have an advantage to this because they already know what to expect in many cases. And Greg Roman took the year off last year. Now, he could have implemented a couple things, but the Steelers kind of already know what they're attacking and what they're going up against.
I mean, how many times they had to game plan against Greg Roman when he was with John over in Baltimore? I mean, again, they're no stranger to it.
Right.
They're very familiar going up against these guys, but this is in a different area, a different offensive line behind these guys.
A much different offensive line, man. We got to get into that, dude. This Chargers offensive line.
Oh, the tackles, first of all. I mean, they got some franchise tackles right there. Rashawn Slater over at left, and the first-round talent, and Joe Alt, who's been a stud within the first 2 weeks of his Charger career.
Dude, he literally stopped Max Crosby from doing anything in that Week 1 game, and it looked like he didn't even try doing anything of much effort to do it. It looked like he was just meant for it. He went up against one of the best pure pass rushers in the league and did it without showing much effort. Like, Joe Alt is just so natural. And seeing what the Chargers did, man, they got a lot of pedigree in that offensive line. Not only do they have 2 first-round tackles, they have a first-round left guard in Zion Johnson, right? So they have tons of first-round pedigree. And their tackles, Slater and Alt, that is exactly what I'm hoping the Steelers can get to, where Broderick Jones at left and Troy Fautanu at right. That's going to take some time, and the Steelers are doing everything possible to avoid it or delay it, whatever.
They're being too stubborn about that process.
Way too stubborn, and the injuries don't help. And their lack of getting an actual backup right tackle doesn't help because they're forcing Broderick to stay there. But I digress. But seeing their tackles, the Chargers tackles, listen, man, Alex Highsmith is going to have his hands full with Slater. And I don't want to say Watt's going to have his hands full with Alt. I think Alt's going to have his hands full with Watt.
Yeah, listen, I mean, no disrespect, not taking anything away from Max Crosby, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, top 3 arguably.
No one.
He's no TJ Watt.
Nobody
is TJ Watt. TJ Watt is TJ Watt.
No one is TJ Watt. And
TJ Watt's been just on a path of rage. Like, he's just unstoppable the past 2 weeks.
yeah.
Nobody's been able to limit him.
He has 2 sacks. The last 2 weeks. He should have more, but we all know why he doesn't. But he's been on a wreck as of late. And he's going up against first-round rookie Joe Alt. And Joe Alt's one of the best tackles to come out of the draft in many years. So I'd say he has his hands full. But what's going to interest me about those 2 matchups between Highsmith and Slater and Alt and Watt is it's going to be such an evenly matched battle to watch. And it's going to be interesting to see how the edge rushers try to get past those tackles because you're looking at 2 athletic guys, two cornerstones, 2 studs, 2 pillars on that line, man.
Indeed.
So it's going to be a great, intense battle there. I would think the interior of the defensive line for the Steelers is going to have to really step up in this game. Like we said, the interior pass rush has been no problem. Watt, Benton, Ogunjobi, Monty Adams, they have gotten to the quarterback. They might not have the stats to prove it, but the pressures and the turnovers that the Steelers have gotten because of those pressures shows it. So they're going to have to step up in this game. And I would hope that the Steelers try to implement more Nick Herbig blitzing interiorly to get to the quarterback because they know how matched the tackle and edge group battle is going to be for this game. Now, of course, they're paying Highsmith and Watt big money, so they're going to trust some of those guys, man. But you still want to try to get as much pressure as possible.
Yeah, and you got to incorporate some of these dogs that you got in the front seven here. Herbig, if you got to move Watt around, if you want to put him interiorly, cause some pass rush there interiorly, you can. You got the linebackers in Queen and Peyton Wilson and even Atlanta Roberts that can cause pressure interiorly.
Yep.
You just got to bring the pressure if need be.
I'll say this as well, man. JK and Greg Roman and Gus Edwards probably haven't had a line like this. I don't think they had this type of line in Baltimore. But I don't think the Steelers front seven, I don't think the Steelers defensive line has looked any better. Since then. Probably since 2020. They haven't looked this good since 2020.
No, and it's not like they're blitzing like they usually would be.
Yeah, they've actually been very low in blitzing. That's just how natural they are at getting pressure and stopping the run. It's outstanding. So I would hope they blitz more, but in terms of running the ball or stopping the Chargers' rushing attack, I think our front seven can step up to the challenge. We got 3 dogs at linebackers. We got the defensive line group to fill the gaps. We got the safeties to do it. I think we can stop the run game, man. I mean, I don't know how effective we can slow down JK, but hopefully slow him down enough because JK, man, he's averaging 10 yards a carry. It's ridiculous.
Healthy JK, bro. I mean, healthy Dobbins is a dangerous Dobbins.
Right.
It's a dangerous player.
But I think the Steelers, they have a lot of advantage to slowing down JK. Maybe that's me putting a little too much faith into the defense. Maybe that's me feeling a little overconfident about this game. But I feel good about our defense trying to limit their rushing attack. I think they have a lot of positives from years past. They have an advantage. They have the core guys to do it. They're all fully healthy in that group for now. Fingers crossed, knock on wood. They got everything and everyone we need in that area to match up against probably the best rushing attack or the best running back in the league right now in terms of stats and just what's going on in the season thus far.
Yeah, the efficiency of just what they've been doing. Yeah,
exactly. So I think the defense can match up, man. If they can slow down JK, I'm not going to say shut him down or stop him because, I mean, seeing what he's done the last 2 weeks, you can't just stop that immediately. So if they can slow down JK as much as they can and force the ball into the quarterback's hands, whether that's Herbert or Heineke, they definitely don't have the receivers to do it. Quentin Johnson and Jaws Palmer aren't really that reliable. Johnson had 2 touchdowns last week, but there's still a little unproven this. Ladd McConkey might get some targets. I'd anticipate him to get a lot of targets because he's lined up in the slot and he's going up against Beanie Bishop. And I'll tell you right now,
we're talking a second rounder to an undrafted rookie.
I'm just not confident about that matchup. Beanie Bishop has his hands full against McConkey.
McConkey was just a freaking dog in Georgia.
He's a stout route runner, dude. He's a yak machine. So he uses his frame.
That matchup when it comes to the Steelers defense there, that's the one that probably worries me the most. If I 100%. That's an underrated, worriness right there.
100%. So the secondary is going to have to feast. The secondary is going to have to shut down an already limited Chargers passing attack, in which They haven't had to use a lot. They haven't relied on at all this year. And that's probably because they faced the Raiders and the Panthers last week. So I'm not trying to take away anything from the Chargers, but they did face the Raiders and the Panthers. In retrospect, let's move on to the Chargers defense and the Steelers offense. I'll say this, man. The Chargers offense or the Chargers defense has only allowed 1 touchdown. And yes, they faced the Raiders and the Panthers, right? They don't have anything crazy to offer, right? The Raiders got Devontae. They got the tight ends. That's it. The Panthers have nothing. The Steelers, I would argue they have more playmakers than both of them. I think Pickens is a playmaker. We've seen that. Najee, Warren are playmakers. Muth, when they actually throw him the ball, he can be a playmaker. I think they have more playmakers to do it. But they haven't offered more than the Panthers and Raiders thus far. So, yes, they faced 2 less appealing offenses, but I could say the same thing about the matchup this week in regards to the Steelers offense, and that's where I say the offense is going to have to step up in this game. They are really going to have to just do better. They're going to have to come out. They're going to have to really start putting points on the board. Like they got that rust off. They got the comfortability going. They got whatever they needed to wrinkle out for the first 2 weeks. This is the game they got to step up. They got to put points on the board. They got to finish drives. They got to get in the end zone.
You already know that the defense can do their job. You already know that you can rely on the defense. Perfectly fine. We've done it for years.
Yeah.
But this go around, this is the match. This is the matchup for the offense. This is their biggest test to date.
Yes.
And they've only had one touchdown within the past 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks. Unacceptable.
And the Chargers, they've only allowed one touchdown the last 2 weeks.
The Steelers offense needs to come out in the home opener, and they need to ball. I'm not saying they got to go out and get a touchdown every single drive. I'm not saying they got to go get 30 points, because that's not going to happen. I'm just saying they got to be a bit more efficient. I'm just saying they got to be a bit more consistent. And when it comes to the red zone, if they get down there, they got to finish the drives.
Yes.
With touchdowns.
It's as simple as like what they have been showcasing us in terms of the aggression and throwing the ball down the field and winning time of possession, keeping the defense off the field, getting first downs with Fields' legs, converting third downs and moving the chains and keeping the drives alive. Those have improved week by week, and those are the good positives, and that's what gives us optimism that, hey, this offense can actually do something decent. The problem is the lack of execution and the lack of getting in the end zone. That's got to change in this game. It has to. We can't go on into week 3 and week 4 or whatever with this offense doing just the bare minimum. You can win time and possession as much as you can. You can kick field goals as much as you can. It's not a winning formula, and I keep saying it. You're not going to win. You're not going to get away with it against teams like the Chargers and the Colts and the Cowboys coming up. It's just not going to work.
No, it's not.
This is a game the offense has to step up. They got to eat. They got to get in the end zone, man. Now, they are going up against a Chargers defense that is, I would say, underrated.
Now, they got some names, to start off. Joey Bosa, of course. He's been the core guy for years, as well as Derwin James over at strong safety. Just two beasts right there.
Yeah, those are the core guys. Khalil Mack, he's, 33? But he's coming off a career year. They got Bud Dupree as the rotational guy. Dayan Henley's coming into his second year as the starting linebacker, kind of like the real starter alongside Denzel Perryman along that front seven. And
Asante Samuel, he's their number one cornerback, has been for years.
And Tomlin loves Samuel, dude. Not just because of the bloodlines, but coming out of college, Tomlin couldn't give him any more praise.
Absolutely.
And he got, I believe he got the bag. Samuel did. So they got some core guys there, man. They got some playmakers. That's something that the Steelers offense can't just sweep under the rug and ignore. Those are guys we're going to have to game plan against. Those are guys we're going to have to try to minimize their impact and their potential game-wrecking plays. Seriously. Especially a guy like Bosa. He's going to be lined up against Broderick Jones because let's get into the injury report real quick. We all know about Justin Herbert. Troy Futanu, unfortunately, lined up on the injury report. He popped up on the injury report today because he tweaked his knee again. The same, I don't know if it's the same knee, but I would imagine it's the same knee he tweaked in preseason and training camp. It's also, I believe, the same knee that had injury concerns coming out of the draft. And here he is, tweaked his knee again and is questionable for this game. And if he can't go, that means Broderick Jones would have to start at right tackle.
Yeah, and Broderick Jones is no longer the starting right tackle on the depth chart. That is now Troy Futanu after the events of last week.
Well, not just because of the events of last week, because Troy Futanu is back. He was healthy. There's no point in putting Broderick at right. Now we have to put Broderick at right because the Steelers have no other options because they did a poor job of gaining and acquiring better tackle depth. So thus they are trapping Broderick at right tackle again. He might have to play right tackle again. And we all know what happened last week with Broderick.
Yeah, that drive.
He didn't have a good game.
That was an absolute drive killer. After that drive and the 3 penalties, you never saw him on that field again.
No. Yeah, because Tomlin said they were going to keep doing the rotation, but after seeing what Broderick did, that changed his mind, and Futanu played the rest of the game. Had a good game.
Yeah, Futanu, he allowed, no pressures, I think?
No pressures, no hits.
He had a very good game
no
against
penalties.
Denver.
And listen, Futanu could very well still play. I'd hope there's still some optimism that he'll be able to go.
Yeah, I would love to see Futanu go up against Joey Bosa to see, if he can truly hold his own against a hell of a playmaker, a hell of a defender.
What concerns me is no matter who starts at right tackle, whether it's Futanu or Broderick, both are still hurt. Futanu now with his knee re-aggravated, and he's popped up back on injury report. And I believe Broderick is still healing from an elbow injury.
Is he still dealing with that elbow?
Has to be. It's not on the injury report, but probably it is still nagging him. I would imagine.
So both right tackles are dealing with an injury.
And now they're going up against Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a concern. Perhaps we run a lot more 13, 14 personnel to double team or chip Bosa as much as we can to limit him. Maybe we have Najee or Warren or Patterson chip him at the line before they go out for their routes or whatnot. That could be a way to limit him. I would anticipate the
Or
Steelers trying
line
to do that a lot.
Darnell alongside Broderick or Furtado over at the right side. You know,
do
just
that.
get another body there. They promoted Rodney Williams because Michael Pruitt is out for this game. He's dealing with an injury. I believe it's a knee injury as well. And
Yeah, he's out, so yeah.
they promoted Rodney Williams, so they may have him blocked there as well.
Oh, yeah, he's going to see a lot of playing time. Only because Pruitt's hurt.
Yeah.
So,
Just got to do whatever to limit Joey Bosa or Khalil Mack on the other hand.
and I don't want to ignore like the middle of their front seven or D line anyway. Poona Ford is undersized, but he's still proven he can fill the gaps. He won't get a lot of sacks, but he's a guy that can fill the gaps. Dayan Henley, you know, we were big fans of him coming out of Washington State last year. He's a very good coverage guy. He's an athlete. He's sideline to sideline speed. Former receiver turned linebacker.
Yep.
He's going to be a stud for the Chargers, man. I feel it. Denzel Perryman he reminds me a lot of Atlanta Roberts. Just very good against the run, very good leader, good green dot for them. That's what he reminds me of for the Chargers. And of course, Derwin Williams can play in the box a lot. So we already know what the game plan is for the Steelers, and we already know what the game plan is for both of these offenses. It's going to be very run heavy, and it's a matter of who can win most in the trenches, which O-line can stand up the most. I would say that the Steelers have a more of a tough challenge just because it's a little still unproven. Just a little bit. More so at that right tackle spot. Dan Moore's done, dare I say, excellent at left tackle. He's had almost no mistakes.
Outside of Zach Frazier, he's been our best lineman. Yes, I just said it.
Zach who?
Zach Frazier.
Oh, I thought you said Banner.
No! No.
See where my mind's at.
No. Zach
Yeah.
Frazier, I mean, the guy's a stud at center. I mean, pancake after pancake over there in the middle of the offensive line there. But yes, Dan Moore has looked fantastic. He hasn't allowed a single sack yet. I don't think even a pressure yet. I mean, Dan Moore has just been locked down over at the left side.
Yeah.
That's great to see.
Right.
I'm glad to see that from Dan Moore. After years of miserable play and him just allowing pressure and just getting pushed back and knocked to the ground. I mean, I'm glad to see Dan Moore upgrading and looking good.
Not just
That's what we want.
Not just Dan Moore, but right beside him, Spencer Anderson.
Spencer Anderson, he will be filling in again for Sayamalu, and Anderson, you know, looking very solid still.
The O-line, I got to give him credit, man. The O-line has been probably the best part of the offense thus far.
Over the past 2 weeks, the O-line has done their job.
They have limited the pressure. They've limited the sacks. They have done everything that they've needed to in terms of just doing their job. They got to cut down on the penalties, but they've done an incredible job, and they're going to have to really step up in this game because this is their biggest test to date. They're going up against two premier pass rushers. They're going up against a front seven that has been able to stop the rushing attack against their opposing teams. Now, again, I think the Steelers offense have more playmakers. I think they have a little more to offer than the Raiders, than the Panthers, because I still think we can get a passing game going in this game. We already know what Pickens is going to do. Pickens versus Asante Samuel is a size mismatch.
Yeah, big time. I mean,
Size mismatch.
dude, Pastor Tane could even hold down George Pickens.
If Roman Wilson plays in this game, I am begging Arthur Smith, get him involved. No one else can step up. Van Jefferson can't do a damn thing. Calvin Austin hasn't been able to do a damn thing.
Neither of the other wide receivers have done nothing. The only target has been Pickens. The only playmaker has been Pickens.
No one can create separation. No one can go up and get the 50-50 balls. I'm not saying Roman's going to rip the ball from defenders like he's Julio Jones, but I think he has the speed, and I think he has the route run to create separation. I think that's going to open up opportunities for a guy like him. I would really hope he plays. He's not on the injury report. He's clean. He's clear. Play him. There's no reason having him as inactive. That would concern me, actually.
And there's no reason to limit him because if the veterans up ahead in front of him are not making plays, then you got to give the nod to the rookie.
Agreed.
Whether he had playing time or not, it doesn't matter. Like, we need guys to step up. We need guys to make plays.
Well, he's going to have to get his feet wet at some point.
Well, these guys ain't doing their job that the Steelers brought him in for. These guys are under the system, ain't doing nothing. Then you got to give the rookie the shot.
2 weeks was enough for me. I'm sorry. We need Roman Wilson in there. We need to get the ball more to our tight ends. Darnell, Muth. They need more targets, as we know. I think we can still get a passing game going. We just need better execution. And Fields is going to have to play another really good game. I think he cooked last week. I'm going to say it with confidence. I think he cooked. His accuracy was some of the best I've seen from him probably in his entire NFL career. From week 1 to week 2, the accuracy improved by a large margin. So he needs to come in. He needs to start throwing dots. He needs to hit Pickens deep like he has been. He needs to hit his targets. Use his legs when he has to. I love the fact that he's kind of been sitting in the pocket and trusting the line, and the line has been giving him time to make the reads and try to get the ball down the field, and he only runs the ball when he doesn't see an opportunity down there or when he sees an opportunity to actually just run the ball and move the chains. Fields is playing very smart. Is he playing safe? Maybe in some regard. I think the offense as a whole is still playing a little safe. This is where they really got to start opening up some things. But I think Fields played a good game. He's got to build on his comfortability, on his momentum from last week, and he's going to have to show out again. And I think if he does again, because Lord knows when Wilson's going to be back, but as the weeks go on, the closer he's going to get to being healthy. As the weeks go on, Fields is going to have to keep performing. This could be the game that could really tell the tale for Fields as the future. Now, the first 2 weeks, I thought he played solid. He did his job as the backup. But in this game, and maybe the next, I don't know if he'll play versus the Colts. Not the Colts. Yeah, the Colts. I don't know if he'll play against the Colts. But he has a great opportunity of expressing to the coaching, hey, I should still be the starter.
Yeah, of course.
I think this is a game he could do it. Because Arthur Smith has opened up the playbook a little more. The offense is on the field more, which is giving them more opportunities to do things. We just need Fields to keep doing what he's doing it safely, limit the turnovers, obviously, and we just need the receivers to help him out. We need someone other than Pickens to help him out. We need someone to get open. We need someone to create the plays down the field, create the separation, create a successful environment for this offense.
Well, this is a big test for Justin Fields, not just the offense that I mentioned earlier, but absolutely Justin Fields. First 2 weeks, he's done his job. He's done very good. No turnovers either.
None.
Coming from Justin Fields, he has not turned over the ball once yet.
None.
And this is a Chargers defense that has been able to garner some turnovers. They've been able to get some takeaways.
In fact,
that's where they have to be careful with.
How many picks do they have already?
Well, Bryce Young threw how many last week?
2. They have 2 interceptions.
Okay.
So the Chargers are getting takeaways. The Steelers can't be giving away the ball.
No, the Steelers offense has yet to turn over the ball. See, but I know that's not going to last long.
Yeah, because a part of me is like, they're kind of due, aren't they?
I feel like it's inevitable, and I'm worried it's going to be against the Chargers. I do think the Steelers turn over the ball one time because the Chargers defense is hungry for turnovers.
Yes,
they're hungry for takeaways. But Fields, he's going to have to be very careful. I don't want him to be playing overly safe. If he plays safe because it's a Chargers defense, I can get it, but don't live in your fears. Go out there and sling it. Go out there and showcase your talents. Go out there and prove yourself that, hey, I'm doing my job here, and I can do more, and I could be your starting quarterback.
Right. I think this is the game for Fields to do it, man. I think this has to be the game where the offense, from everybody, from the players and their execution to Fields as the quarterback, from Arthur Smith in the play calling, this is the game where they really got to just open everything up and actually get points on the board, execute, and win this football game.
The way I see it,
they have to.
The way I see it, no limitations. I get it. It's the Chargers defense. They're one of the top defenses ranking-wise in the NFL right now. That gives you no reason to be scared, to limit the offense. You have to showcase within the division, within the conference, within the entire league, with what you've done, that you can compete, that you can get points on the board, that you can execute on the field.
Right.
You got to showcase that. You can't be what you have been doing points-wise the past 2 weeks. You can't do that against the Chargers. Now I'm expecting a very heavily defensive game from both teams.
Yes,
I am.
If I'm a betting, well, I'm a betting man, but
yes,
I would advise everyone, if they're going to place anything on this game, take the under. Seriously, because I still don't trust this offense to put points on the board, but I will give them credit. They had the opportunity to do it last week. Penalties took that away. They have to clean that up. Man, it cannot be laundry day out there in Heinz Field.
No.
Okay? There cannot be laundry day. There can't be. The only flags I want to see are the terrible towels. No referee flags. I don't want to see the yellow flags. I'd rather see the gold terrible towels. It can't be laundry day. They got to limit that. And the fact that the offense showed last week they can go down the field and they had the area, the red zone opportunities to score. And in some cases they did, but they got taken back. The Steelers can execute in that fashion. They showed it last week. I know it's against the Broncos defense that doesn't have much to offer. They're going up against the tougher defense, but this is where they got to take everything from the first 2 weeks and just use it to benefit on the mistakes and just clean up some of the harsh stuff on the offense and just win this football game. Help out the defense. Mostly for the fact, just in a way, keep doing what you're doing. Just let's get in the end zone. I think that's real key for this game.
I said it last week, keep doing what you're doing. Just do a little bit more. Just finish your drives. Just execute better.
I would also appreciate if the offense didn't get so conservative.
Yeah, because that was a real headache last week, especially in the second half. And that's been the case for quite some time now with this team, whether it's the first half or the second half, whatever. It's just like the Steelers just feel conservative. Like they'll lead by a margin, a slight margin, and then they'll just feel confident and let the defense do the rest of the game.
Now, I don't know if that's going to be the case this week. I don't know if they'll have the opportunity to get up by a large margin because the Chargers are a lot more competitive than the Broncos.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But in that case, if they have a decent little lead, like say they have like a 12-3 lead, let's not get complacent. Let's kind of close this game out.
Yeah, I don't want no conservativeness. I don't want no complacency. I want full-blown aggression. I want full-blown execution.
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm not asking for 30 points a game. But I think that offense has shown the ability to not only get in the red zone and get in the red zone consistently, but finish drives. And that's a big case in this game. Otherwise, the Chargers might walk away 3-0 in Heinz Field. So which team is going to walk away 3-0? I'm hoping it's the Steelers. In fact, I'm still very confident that it will be the Steelers. Because I really do like the matchup. I like that the Steelers defense has a great advantage with years of study on Roman and Dobbins and Edwards. I think they have a great advantage there. I like the offense and the matchup they have with the Chargers defense in terms of running the ball. I think the Steelers rushing offense is still very effective, especially if we get Warren involved a little more. I still like the opportunity. I still like the idea that the Steelers can take advantage of the opportunities that they'll have against the Chargers defense because of the rushing attack that they obviously rely on a lot, but the passing offense that could increase week by week because it has increased so far. So we hope we just get a little more progression and just a little more consistency. But I like the matchup, and I'm very confident the Steelers can walk out against the Chargers, man. I'm actually maybe I'm more confident than I should be. I don't want to underestimate the Chargers.
No, I'm not doing that one bit. Like I know the talent that they have. I know the type of coach that Jim Harbaugh is, and what he brings to the table and how he carries the team and whatnot. Like the Chargers, I feel like they're no joke. I don't. They may be on a slow start. They may be on a slow start, in the first season of the Jim Harbaugh era, but I feel like years down, I think they'll be a legit contender if they get everything right.
I agree. Because they got Herbert. They got to capitalize at some point. But in their way stands the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they're 2-0. They're riding with some momentum. No matter who it was against, no matter how the outcomes were, it is some momentum. They handle business, but they just gotta keep doing what they've been doing on defense. They gotta force the game into the quarterback's hands, get the turnovers, and then the offense gotta execute. They gotta finish. They gotta eliminate their opponent. They gotta execute their opponent. It's a lot easier said than done,
obviously,
because I think this is definitely the toughest battle to date for the Steelers. The Falcons. It was Kirk Cousins coming off I'm not trying to water down any of the Steelers' victories, but Falcons, they went up against a Kirk Cousins that is still trying to come back from Achilles injury. They faced against the Broncos, who could be one of the worst teams in the league, respectfully. But now they're going up against the Chargers. They're going up against the them with a new head coach, a successful head coach, and a successful offensive game plan. So,
coming off 2 games where they've won, in incredible fashion, dominant fashion, I would say.
oh yeah,
Don't take them lightly. Don't underestimate them one bit. Go in there and do what you got to do and get the victory.
I don't think the Chargers repeat what they did on the ground though, just because I think they are also facing their toughest challenge to date. They're facing one of the best defenses in the league. They're facing a ferocious run defense that has many guys to offer and throw at that run game. They got Elliott they can put in the box. If they want to play Edmonds, he can do it. They got Minka, who's a downhill steamer in the run game.
Yeah.
They got the corners that are just aggressive at tackling. They got the linebacking core. They got the defensive line. They got everything they can do to slow down JK. I don't know how much they'll slow down a very hot JK, but I think they can really limit the Chargers. I
hope so.
I like the Steelers' chances, and as long as the defense stays healthy, I think we all trust the defense into doing their job. Because if we slow down the Chargers' rushing offense, or as much as we can, then it's obviously up to the Steelers' offense. And if they don't take advantage, if they don't put points on the board, this is going to be another one of those Steelers games. It's going to be a heart attack. And it's going to be like, why the fuck can't we just finish this game off?
That's what I'm kind of expecting, if I had to be honest. It's just I just don't have that faith. I don't have that trust in the offense yet. They need to instill that into all of us.
Yeah. And
they make plays. They have some fancy plays here and there, and they get down the drive. They one time in possession the past 2 games.
Yeah, because they've actually shown us they can do it.
It's just they're not finishing. Whether it's because penalties are taking it back or because they're playing conservative, they have to go out and play. They have to go out and execute. I cannot stress that enough. I know it's early. I get it. I know they're trying to get that chemistry going, knock some of the rust off. I get it, but this is week 3. This is a Chargers team that's 2-0, that has won in dominant fashion, that you should not take lightly.
Right.
Got to go out there and you got to ball. Loosen the handcuffs.
I'll say this though, man. Thinking about it just now, this could be a game where the game is going to be leaned on Justin Fields, because the past couple games, the game hasn't really been leaned on to Justin Fields. Justin Fields has done his job. He's done very good. And last week, I thought he had a very good game, a great first half, as a matter of fact. But the Steelers, they just rely on Boz and the ground game and the defense, and they'll still do that. However, if the Chargers defense throws whatever they throw at the Steelers rushing offense, this game could very well come down to Justin Fields and be put in Fields' hands. The same game plan the Steelers are going to have for the Chargers are going to try to Uno reverse card it.
Of course.
So this game could very well be put in Fields' hands, and this is where he's going to have to prove, hey, I can be the starter. I can be the guy to go with. And if it comes down to it, Fields, hey, you're going to have to execute. You're going to have to lead us. And I hope he doesn't just rely on Pickens. He has to, because
he's the only guy.
Who else would you rely on?
He's the only guy.
Like, put yourself in Justin Fields' shoes. Who else are you relying on? No one.
Well, the chemistry's just there. He's got the best chemistry with Pickens right there.
Yeah.
The other targets, I really can't say because we haven't seen it yet. I don't know if we really will.
Well, going back to Roman Wilson, he was practicing with Roman Wilson before training camp. So perhaps there is some chemistry that fans or coaching couldn't see.
Yeah, I know that was a couple months ago.
That was months ago.
But still, I
Wilson's
mean,
never played a game
why
yet.
not pick off right where you left off? And what better time than the Chargers game?
Sure.
At Heinz Field, a home opener, right?
So Wilson will be playing, but it's not that Wilson. Or I hope he plays. Odds or the signs point to Roman Wilson playing. And if he plays, man, I'm very excited. I'm not expecting him to have some incredible debut, but I want the Steelers to get him involved. I want the Steelers to put their faith in Roman Wilson. None of this. Let's not rush this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this right now. Like, if the other wide receivers, if Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, Scotty Miller, if these guys ain't doing their job and they're not putting Roman Wilson in there, I'm gonna break this table.
Yeah, it's as simple as that. If Roman Wilson plays in this game, and we get any sign of Tomlin or whoever saying, oh, we don't want to rush him in his first NFL game. He didn't play in the preseason. He didn't play with the pads in training camp. We didn't want to rush the guy. Fuck that.
That's horseshit.
Fuck that.
You play the guy. The guy has been busting his ever since he got hurt. He's done nothing but get out on the field, train, bust his ass because he wants this.
He won a national championship in Michigan last year. 12 touchdowns.
And mind you, he had 12 touchdowns in a run-heavy scheme that was led by Jim Harbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
He fits the scheme to a T. It's a perfect fit for Roman Wilson.
So
You can't ask for a better fit.
I really hope Roman Wilson plays because otherwise we might just be saying this exact same thing 1 week from now when we prepare for the Colts. I hope Wilson plays, man. I really do. I want to see what he can do for the offense. I want to see what opportunities he can take advantage of. I'm really hyped for it, man. I'm very high on Roman Wilson, and if he plays, the Steelers need to get him involved. There was a poll in the chat. Who wins, Steelers or Chargers? I'm still going to say Steelers.
Well, 82% say Steelers, so there you go.
Yeah. So we'll see. How's the chat feeling, man? How's the chat feeling so far? See, we got some score predictions. Steelers 20, Chargers 3. That would be good. That would be good.
If we can limit them to at least a field goal, that'd be great.
That'd be incredible. That's a great defensive showing. I mean, the Steelers defense has only allowed 1 touchdown all year, and arguably they shouldn't have allowed that because of a stupid penalty. So
And 20 points, maybe 2 touchdowns.
now,
maybe.
I also don't want to underestimate the Chargers offense because they've scored 20 points the last 2 games.
Yeah, they have.
The Steelers, the highest they scored was 18, and that wasn't even with a touchdown.
Yeah, you're
So
right.
I don't want to underestimate anything. Steelers got to come in very chippy, very hungry. This is the home opener, man, in Heinz Field in front of the Yinzer mob, in front of all the Steelers fans, Steeler Nation. You know the crowd's going to be hyped. The environment's going to be crazy. That home field advantage is going to come in key, man.
It's going to be Justin Fields' first game at Heinz Field as a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dude.
You know, to start the season, we would have thought, man, Russell Wilson's going to be starting the home opener.
I kind of wish I was
It doesn't
there.
look that way.
I kind of wish I was there.
Oh, no, we got a couple people in the chat that's going to be there.
For something like that, wow. I kind of wish I was there for that moment. Interesting, man. That should be a good for him, bro. Hope the pressure's not on him. Hope the pressure's not too much for him. He's a 4-year starter. It shouldn't be.
Nah, he's got experience with this.
I'd hope so, man. I'll also say real quick about the tackle group. Dan Moore has done excellent. And yes, I do say that, excellent. He's going up against Khalil Mack and or Bud Dupree. This game, man, is going to be a big game for Dan Moore. And this could really, now, granted, no matter what, I think Dan Moore is going to be the starter. I don't know how long, but he's going to be the starter no matter what the outcome is for this game, no matter how he does. But in this game is going to be a real test, more so for Dan Moore to see how far along he's come in year 4.
It is.
So far, he's done very good. He hasn't allowed anything, not one mistake. 1 penalty last week. That's it.
Now, I'm looking at the PFF stats right here. No sacks, 1 penalty, and only 1 pressure in 2 games.
This is going to be a big game for him, and this is really going to kind of tell us how far along he's come as a pass protector in his 4th year. Because he is still young. I'm not saying he's the future. I'm not saying he's the solution. I'm not saying he should remain the starter for another 6 years. I still don't feel confident saying that. But this is a big game for Dan Moore. It really is. I don't know if I feel confident, but
I'll say this. If he stands out, he shows off, and he holds down Khalil Mack or whatever edge rusher he's going up against, then that goes to show, Dan Moore appears to have come a long way, and he's put his stamp down of, hey, I still need to be the starter.
sure.
And the way he's played, he should be.
Well, no matter what, he's going to be the starter. And that's not just because of his experience or whatever people may be saying, but his performance has showed that. He's earned to be the starting tackle, even over Broderick.
Now, I hope I don't eat my words right here, but I've never seen Dan Moore play this good ever.
So far.
Ever.
So far.
So far. Again, I don't want to eat my words here. Hopefully I don't come Sunday, but I have not seen Dan Moore look this good ever in his career.
Well, we'll see how he tests
So.
against one of the what was Khalil Mack? Top 5 in sacks last year?
He had 17. He's 33. He's got over 100 career sacks in his career. Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, he's going up against that. Wow.
He's going up against a legitimate pass rusher, yeah.
Yeah. And whether or not Broderick plays it right, no matter who plays it right, the concern of them still being hurt is there. Fatanu with his knee, he's going to be hurt. He's not going to be 100%. Broderick Jones with his elbow, not 100%. So going up against Joey Bosa, the tackles are going to have to step up big, man. Like if there's going to be an X factor for this game, for the offense, most importantly for the Steelers, it is the tackles. If the tackles don't show up, this could get ugly. If Dan Moore just does what we've seen from Dan Moore the last 3 years, it's going to get ugly. If Broderick Jones does what he did last week, it's going to get ugly. Or if Fatanu just has a rough start to his career again, very much like the Bills game, it's going to get ugly. So we'll see. It comes down to the tackles in this game, though, for the offense.
They're going to have to do their job. They're going to have to protect. They're going to have to block these guys, open up lanes for the run game, of course. Especially Broderick Jones.
Yeah.
Especially if he gets his name called after the game he had last week, specifically that drive. It just was not a good look.
Right.
And I can only hope that Broderick goes out there and he's put in the work and he goes out there and he bounces back because he desperately needs to.
Listen, man, he said that they've went into the film room, they went into everything, they attacked, the errors and the Broncos game, and I still have a lot of faith in Broderick Jones. I know a lot of people are saying he's a bust and he's this and that.
Some people have already jumped the gun on that. I can't state that yet until he's fully transitioned over to left again.
And no one knows when that's going to be, but I'm not calling him a bust yet until we see him at his natural position, because that's where he should be. That's where Omar Khan he was going to be. It's just taking a lot longer now. If the Steelers would have just gotten a better right tackle depth piece in the offseason or whenever, Broderick Jones wouldn't have to worry about starting a right tackle. He wouldn't have stayed at left. He would have just been on the bench.
He wouldn't have to worry about being the only tackle on the team that can swing. And
Literally.
Tomlin alluded that in the press conference. He's still the only guy that can swing. So we're going to be seeing the same shit from Broderick Jones, or what they're doing with Broderick Jones, and I'm not a fan of it. Just like the right tackle rotation that Tomlin had planned last week, I never got that at all. I thought it was stupid, and it was.
According to Broderick, he wasn't a fan of it either.
So why are we doing it? Why are we doing it? It's a lose-lose situation right there. You're getting Broderick out of position still, and then you're having Fatanu, who needs reps. You're taking reps away from him.
Well, first of all, who in the right mind just rotates starting tackles in an NFL game? I've never seen that in my life.
Well, let me ask you, who has their GM trade up in the first round for a left tackle that was a standout in Georgia, but then the coach decides, you know what, I'm going to take a left tackle that was still raw coming out of college, and I'm going to put him over to the other side of the offensive line.
Because Dan Moore was starting.
But, really?
Because Dan Moore. Because of Dan Moore.
That's a stupid excuse.
Because of Dan Moore.
That's a dumb excuse. And because Chooks got benched for being right.
Yes.
That's a stupid excuse.
And they continue to trap Broderick at right tackle.
I don't get it. I don't.
I would hope Fatanu play. Now, no matter what happens, no matter if Broderick plays or no matter if Broderick starts or if Fatanu starts in this game, Broderick's still trapped at right tackle until someone can step up to that position. Whether that's Dylan Cook when he comes back from IR, I don't know. Can he swing? Or is he just predominantly a left tackle? I think it's just predominantly a left tackle.
He might be. Honestly, we might not see Broderick Jones at left tackle until maybe next year because Dan Moore's a free agent.
At this point,
I don't know if Moore's going to be coming back.
Dude, at this point, I don't know. We've said it, dude. We've been saying it since the Bills preseason game. The Steelers are failing Broderick Jones. And they continue to do so. It's a shame. Because I'm still a big fan of Broderick. I have a lot of faith in Broderick. And now he's being put again in the wrong spot. So no, I can't say he's a bust. I can't say anything about him and his performance because he's not where he needs to be. And Broderick knows that because he said it. He's more comfortable at left.
Yeah.
He wasn't a fan of the rotation. Makes no fucking sense.
But yet they still mismanage him. They still put him out of position. They still are tarnishing his development.
I'd much rather the Steelers just trade for a tackle. Trade like a 6th or 7th rounder, whenever, just for a tackle. It can be a vet. It can be whoever.
I guarantee you there's a swing tackle on someone's practice squad that you could sign right now.
Maybe.
You could do that and then have him be the primary swing guy, whatever, and then just have Broderick be the backup to Dan Moore, considering Dan Moore's been playing lights out.
It's just as simple as this.
At least you're moving Broderick over to left. If he's on the bench, fine, whatever. At least we're getting what we want.
It's just
where he's over at left.
It's as simple as this. Stop making Broderick do it. You should have never made Broderick do it.
You had Omar Khan trade up for a swing guy.
We drafted a backup swing tackle in the first round. Why? When Broderick's a lot better than that. Yeah, just like Dotson.
It's mismanagement. And look at Dotson now. Back in his natural position, got a big contract for the Rams. He's a stud over there, and I'm good for Dotson. I'm happy for him.
It's a major coaching issue. It's a Tomlin, it's a Pat Meyer issue. Just trade for somebody, because I don't think there's anyone that can sign right now. So trade for somebody instead of making Broderick do it. You're hindering his development for 1.5 years now at this point. Trade for somebody, make someone else be the swing guy, make someone else be the right tackle when Fatanu can, and just keep Broderick at left and left only.
Can't say that enough.
Let's get him working back at left forever. Enough of this right tackle garbage and not enough of this right tackle swing bullshit. Just put him at left and let him only worry about that. He should never think or worry about right tackle again.
After last week, you think that they cut that experiment.
Right. You would think.
After the preseason game. The preseason game and then the Broncos game, you think, all right, that's it. That's enough. It's not working. No, Tomlin's still stubborn as hell.
The definition of insanity.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Me neither. Because it's not the first time they've done this to an offensive lineman, unfortunately. So I feel bad for Broderick in that case. But in the same breath, I still have a lot of faith in Broderick. I still trust Broderick. Not as much at right tackle, just based on what we've seen, but that's not entirely his fault. So I still have a lot of faith in Broderick. I want him back at left. I think we all do. That's what all of us fans have been saying for a while now, for almost a year now. He only played 1 game at left tackle last year versus the Ravens, and he was excellent.
Superb performance.
And they went right back to Dan Moore. So now we have Dan Moore starting against Khalil Mack. Dan Moore's having a career year so far. He has a big test against Khalil Mack to show us, Steelers fans, how far along he's coming year 4.
Yep.
I'm excited to see it. Troy Fatanu, Broderick Jones, whoever, they're dealing with injury. They're up against Joey Bosa. Steelers got to slow him down. They got to chip him. They got to triple team him if they have to. They got to slow him down. They can't let him get to Fields.
Nope.
Because if Fields starts getting pressure, if Fields starts sensing pressure, if he starts getting sacks, the fumbles will come. Do we want that?
Hell no.
No. So we got the X factor of this game for the offense is the tackles. 100%. If the tackles do their job and they minimize the pass rush threat of those two, I think we're in good shape. As long as we can get in the end zone. A lot easier said and done because, again, this is the biggest test for them. They better come up. They better show out. They better step up, man. They really need to. Brod is the starting left tackle next year. He fucking better be. He should be the starting left tackle at some point this season. In my opinion.
Honestly, I'm prepared to have him start next year. I'm preparing myself because I don't think they'll put him over at left. Considering that they're still doing this experiment and they don't seem to... They're not showing any signs of slowing down or stopping it, obviously. It's just... I just don't think we see it. That's just what I think.
Jersey Swords in the chat says, Broderick Jones is a bust. He's regressed already. The stupid rotation Tomlin is doing is affecting his confidence. And that's why I can't say he's a bust. Has he regressed at the right tackle position? I'm not going to disagree Because a right tackle last year, man, at left and right, he was the best tackle for the team all year. All year. He was the best tackle on the team on both sides.
He was nowhere near this bad last year at right tackle.
So
He was doable.
So has he regressed at some point? Sure. But why is he still there when we drafted a guy to be in that spot? So, yes, it has affected his confidence, but that's still a reason why I can't say he's a bust, because he's not where he needs to be. No, man, I can't. And we told Broderick that, bro. For those that don't know, Rob made a clip of the Broderick Jones penalties and everything.
The Broderick Jones fiasco on that drive, yeah.
He published it on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. I guess it got into Broderick's vision because Broderick responded on our Instagram about it.
Yeah, you want to know what Broderick Jones, he left a comment. He said, get a life. Mine's good.
I'm sure it is. He's living the dream. I'm proud of him. Good for him.
The guy's a first-round pedigree type player. I mean, the guy's making a boatload of money. He's playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's playing for a coach like Mike Tomlin. I'm sure his life's good. But
I think he misinterpreted the purpose of the short, of the reel, of the TikTok. It wasn't to bash or hate on Broderick. It was to continue to prove what all of us fans have been saying forever.
Listen, if you think that we're Broderick Jones haters, like, you're looking at the wrong type of people. I don't think you'll find any other person or any other YouTuber out there that was more ecstatic about Broderick Jones being a Pittsburgh Steeler when he was drafted than us two right here.
Yeah, the reaction shows it.
Dude, I made a reel of a compilation of Broderick Jones and Troy Fautanu, and I titled it The Future of the Offensive Line.
And that's still the case. That's still the case.
We're not Broderick Jones haters.
And never once in that short that he made did we say he was a bust or what. We just said, get him out because he's not a right tackle. No, we have someone to do that job for him.
The caption says Broderick Jones is not a right tackle, cut to experiment. That doesn't mean that we're saying he's a bust. That doesn't mean we're saying that he's a bad player.
In that exact same post game, we said he's not a bust because he needs to be put at left, and we're still saying it. That entire the whole purpose of uploading that was to continue to prove and express what a lot of fans have been saying for a while now. Get him out of there. Get him back over where he needs to be. And seeing what Broderick said this week, I'm like, see? That's all we've been saying.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to tell him.
And believe me, there's been a lot worse words said under that thread, man. Good God. Some of these people got no chill.
No, they don't. My God. If you guys want to take a look, go for yourself. You know, it's on Instagram. Steel_twins.
I've always been a Broderick Jones fan, man. I still am.
I still am. I still have a lot of hope. I think he still has a lot of potential. It's just we're going to stamp our flag on this until it happens. He needs to be at left.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling Broderick feels the same way. He said himself, he feels more comfortable on the left side. There's a reason why he was a first-round talent coming out of Georgia, because of how he played at left.
Right.
The guy stood out on that offensive line. The guy was a freaking dog. He was a bully. He was a beast.
Sure was. No, Jersey.
And I know he can be.
Jersey, I'm not saying you're hating on Jones either. There's a difference between hating and criticizing. No. I think many people forget that.
No, what it is just nothing but constructive criticism.
Yeah, dude.
The way we react sometimes, it's not hate on the players. We don't hate the players. We may not like the style of play sometimes, but it just comes from a heart of passion. It comes from a place of love that we want them to do better because we know that they can do better.
Yeah, all we ask is for these all we wish for is the players to do the best they can, but if they don't, yeah, us as fans, paid customers, have the right to criticize. And if players can't take criticism, maybe stay off social media. Or maybe
don't comment.
Understand the fact that you're in the NFL, you're going to be criticized by multiple people. People have said a lot worse things than many people have. It's just as simple as that. But in that case, it's whatever. It's whatever. But obviously, we're still going to root for the best.
Of course.
No matter what happens. And yes, what about the ingredients of the hot dog? I mean, I don't think you would like it. I don't think you would like it. Did you guys hear that? The Mike Tomlinism, that new one?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let me get the actual quote for you because this is hilarious. Let me see if I can find the actual quote. It said, I can't give you all the ingredients to the hot dog. You might not like it.
Okay. That's quite the perspective
he
there,
could have
Coach.
just said, yeah, I can't tell you certain things. Or just say that's classified.
Tomlin's quite the character. I'll give him that. He says his things. Is he still squirreling those nuts?
No.
No?
No.
No, that time is gone? So it's just the ingredients and a hot dog.
Pause.
this
No
time.
Diddy.
Okay. Yeah, Sean Combs, you're fucked.
Well, yeah, he's going to get Epstein. Let me just say that. If he says anything.
He's on watch, apparently.
That's your little pop culture thing. Do you think Pickens goes off on Sunday? Yes. Yes. His matchup, dude, he torched Terrell. He torched Surtain.
I have no doubt he'll torch Asante Samuel.
His matchup against Samuel is a mismatch.
It's a mismatch, and Samuel, he's a great player, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there's times where, he just gets blown up in coverage. The way Pickens has been played the past 2 weeks, I have no doubt about it that Pickens is going to...
Bro, you know what's
he's going to toast him.
You know what's insane? Pickens, first of all, he's proven he's a number one.
Oh, time and time again.
He is. The past 2 weeks has proven to everybody he's a number one. He can do everything. He can step up against some of the best in the league. He can create separation. He can make the plays.
His playing ability is at a level of a Jay Jetta.
But
I'm saying that right now.
But I agree. But I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that penalties have taken away more yards than the yards he has actually got.
And a touchdown. The guy should have over 100 extra yards and at least a touchdown.
Yeah, dude.
Think about that.
Pickens is a dog. D-A-double-G, dude, is George Pickens. He's a legit number one receiver.
You can't lock him down. You can't hold him down.
No, you can't. Zach Frazier and Fatanu are studs. O-line will be solid. Just need time to develop. Exactly. This entire O-line is going to take patience. And everything about Broderick and the right tackle situation or Dan Moore back at left, it's just the reality we gotta accept. It's I don't know when we're gonna get the ideal line, which you guys know what that is, but it's gonna take time. We gotta be patient with it, and whatever happens, we just hope for the best. And we're gonna root for these guys to be studs because that's why they've invested so much into these guys. So, with that being said, man,
That's how it always is.
the O-line group's got to come up and step up. Broderick Jones might request a trade in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised. In that case, man, I wouldn't blame him. If I'm the Steelers, I wouldn't trade him. I just put him where he wants to be.
It's not that hard to do.
No, it's not.
It's not.
I mean, it's a little harder now because Dan Moore is actually performing, but it's just one of those
And you don't
things.
have another swing guy. I get that
But even then-
aspect. But that's the Steelers' fault.
But even then,
They failed that.
Putting him on the bench and not having to worry about right tackle isn't a bad thing. In fact, that's kind of what he needs. But him being on the bench for a couple games isn't a negative.
That's not.
You still could have 2-3 years of him on contract. Like you're still gonna.
You still have that fifth-year option, yeah.
You could still get first-round potential out of it. I mean, come on. I would just hate to see Broderick leave and then be put in his natural spot, and then we get a Kevin Dodson situation.
Yeah, that is actually my worst fear.
And then
about
all the
that.
Steelers Nation would have been right about it again, and then Tomlin and company would look like fools once again.
And that would just be Tomlin wasting Omar Khan's time,
Yeah.
his energy, a draft pick of his. Because Omar Khan knows the talent that Broderick brings.
That's why I trade up for him.
No doubt about it.
You guys think eventually we will sign Pickens to a deal? Yes. He will be extended next year.
Yeah, I think it was Jeremy Dulac. I think he mentioned that, during the whole Brandon Ayuk debacle, that even if they did get Ayuk, they were looking to lock up Pickens anyway.
Oh, yeah, they can afford it.
But now they can just give, whatever money they were going to give to Ayuk, they could give some of that to Pickens.
I'm still kind of secretly hoping that we get T. Higgins in free agency next year. Just saying. If not, we can draft a receiver, and receivers looking solid
they
in the
can
draft.
get both. They can pay Pickens, and they can pay Higgins.
Yeah.
They could do that.
Higgins will probably be cheaper than Ayuk. Imagine Mike Munchak with this all-line talent. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Goon Squad 2.0.
I'll tell you what. I'm sure Munchak would be giving Tomlin an earful. I have no doubt about it.
We miss Munchak.
I hope he's doing good.
I still say he's been the biggest loss for the team.
Oh, my God, no doubt. I mean, the many times we had to go from O-line coach to O-line coach and just the various other offensive linemen that we had to recycle around. I mean, like, it was just a mess.
It was. God, I do miss it. I do miss that. I don't know. Maybe one day we'll get back to the golden days. We have to. We invested so much.
The golden years.
Let me see what's going on. 87% think the Steelers are going to win.
And the poll's getting higher.
Yeah. I want Warren to start over Harris. I think he will at some point, but they're going to split reps regardless. So as long as they both get even playing time, I'm not going to hear a word. They can be co-starters. They are co-starters.
Yeah. Although Warren's never recognized as starting a game before, it's just, he is a co-starter.
Putting Pickens in my flex this week. That's smart. You got Pickens in your flex. Who are your other receivers? That aren't injured. I'll tell you one that's injured for me. Puka.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry.
And now Mixon might not play?
No, he's doubtful.
Fuck! I'm just not meant to.
I'm
not meant to be a happy person.
Well, with my fantasy, I mean, I'm 2-0 in one of our leagues.
Who does JPJ going up against? I would anticipate Quentin Johnson.
Probably
Johnson or Palmer.
That's a size match right there.
Johnson or Palmer, but I would put money on Johnson.
Well, Palmer's questionable, and I think he didn't participate at all this week.
Palmer?
Yeah, Josh
So
Palmer.
who's their backup? Let me look at the depth chart. All right, so the receivers go as follows. You got Quinion Johnson, Ladd McConkey, Josh Palmer, Darius Davis. Brendan Rice,
7th rounder. He made the roster.
And Simi Fiohoku, Brandon Fiohoku's brother.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. They should be able to meet each other on the road.
Well, they also have DJ Chark, but he's on IR. He's been on IR for some time anyway.
That's right. They did draft Brendan Rice in the 6th.
Yeah, they double-dipped a wide receiver.
Well, they needed to.
Well, Jim's got an idea.
We took Queen. Why not take T too? I would think that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping T Higgins is the Patrick Queen signing of next year. I really want Higgins, man. It's kind of already one of my early free agency wish list guys. Kind of my demands, really. Queen and Minka need to have a big game. I think they will. Minka's been great. Queen has really done better from his first game from the Falcons to the Broncos game. Queen had a solid game last week.
Yeah, he did much better, especially tackling wise compared to week 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Queen definitely bounced back.
Yeah, I don't know why everyone's getting hurt. I'm hoping, knock on wood, Steelers can keep avoiding it. I would really hope so. Twins, do y'all think starting Dobbins this week is a good move? Yes. Yes. I know he's facing the Steelers' rush defense, but I would still start Dobbins.
Yeah, I would. If I had him, yeah.
Dude, I'm starting McConkey in my flex.
You kind of have to.
It was either going to be McConkey or Lazard. I should have started Lazard because he got a touchdown.
Well, how are you supposed to know?
Because he's like the best friend of Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers' favorite target
in New York.
Okay, yeah.
How about A-Rod on Thursday, though?
Yeah, if I had to be honest, I wasn't expecting that type of A-Rod.
I mean, I know it's the Patriots, but A-Rod looked like old A-Rod.
He was fluid.
He looked like old A-Rod, just a little watered down and older.
I'll tell you what, that Achilles surely healed.
Uh-huh.
He's able to move around.
Is Mike Williams going up against JPJ? Mike Williams is with
the Jets. He's been gone, dude.
Yeah, he's with they got rid of him and Keenan Allen. They got a whole new receiving core, bro. Yeah, Keenan Allen's with the Bears and Mike Williams is with the Jets. Mike Williams had a couple catches on Thursday versus the Patriots.
Yep.
By the way, the Patriots are just dog shit. Swear, Joy. They are bad, dude.
I don't think Brissett even got 100 passing yards.
Man, I needed the bare minimum from the Patriots, and they did below that.
I think in one of my leagues I had the Jets defense.
Why? The Jets defense.
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
They had 18 points. I didn't start them.
Why not?
Because I have the Steelers defense. Not gonna lie, I forgot to make the move. I didn't do that on purpose. I just forgot to make the move. So,
I gotta set up the rest of my.
So I'm gonna need like 6 sacks, 3 interceptions, and maybe a defensive touchdown since the offense can't. Right, Steelers? Please.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's not happening.
I mean,
It could. I don't know. You'd be surprised.
I still have faith in the defense. I really do. I really like the defense in their matchup this week. I know they're facing JK, but I think they have a great advantage of years of study up against them. Think that's a huge plus for them. But let's see. The poll is still 85% for the Steelers to win. In fact, let me get a new poll in here. Let me get one more poll in here. When will Wilson be back? Will like him as number 2 receiver. He should play this week. Nothing's confirmed, but
he's not on the injury report.
Rowan Wilson should play this week. If he doesn't, I'm going to have some problems.
Wilson was limited Wednesday. He was full Thursday and today. He's not on the injury report. He should be good to go. I don't see why they would have him inactive.
Who do the Ravens face?
Dallas.
Ooh.
What do you mean, ooh? Dallas got torched.
That don't mean the Ravens are going to torch him.
Yeah, but Lamar Jackson against NFC opponents? Just something about Lamar against NFC opponents. Like, he got something against them.
Dude,
like, he always does good.
Have you seen that Ravens O-line?
Oh, yes, I have.
Do you know the player Micah Parsons?
I have seen Lamar Jackson's passing, too. It's been pretty ass. His accuracy has been very mid.
I know. I think the Cowboys got a shot.
I don't know.
I'm not putting money on it, but I think the Cowboys got a shot.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know about Dak.
Here, that'll be a new poll.
I don't know about Dak. Dak was I don't want to say he was off. It's just typical Dak game.
It's the Cowboys. All right, I want to see you guys' opinions. Who's going to win this? I forget who I had in my pick'ems this week. I wrote it down. I had the Ravens winning.
Yeah, I got Baltimore too.
I just don't see them going 0-3, but I would love it. Let's put that poll in the chat. While you guys get your polls, while you guys get your votes in the poll, please do that in the chat. And huge shout out, huge thank you to BetUS for sponsoring today's podcast episode. I'm going to show the betting lines once again for the Chargers and Steelers game. As you see right there, over under is 35. Like, I think last week was 36 or something. Like, I feel like the over under is getting lower for the Steelers.
I don't think that's a good sign.
It's not a good sign. Hopefully the Steelers can start putting points on the board. But they are 1-point favorites. And I really like that spread. If you guys feel very confident the Steelers are going to win this game, you can either take their money line or their spread. I really like that spread. The 1-point favorite, they can win by more than one, man. I really think so. If you guys want to get in on this, go to betus.com. Take advantage of the 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150 when signing up at betus.com and get the fastest payouts in the industry, personalized service 24/7, live wagering on all major sports, and fast and easy deposit and withdrawal process. Take advantage of all those perks from our great friends at betus.com. Take advantage of that promo code as well. And showing the betting odds one more time. Plus, they got so many other wagers for not only just the Steelers-Chargers game for all of week 1. They got specials. They got all kinds of stuff you guys can look into. Shout out to betus.com for sponsoring today's podcast episode. Just please gamble responsibly. Ravens, Cowboys.
Well, as of right now, 68% says Cowboys.
I'd hope so. Listen, man, I'm not rooting for nobody. I don't like rooting for the Cowboys.
Well, I'll tell you what, because the game's 4:25 game, Eastern Standard Time. So as soon as we're done here with the live stream, we'll be live for the Steelers-Chargers game, by the way.
You guys know that.
And, yeah, I'm going to be tuning in for this game for sure.
Yeah.
America's Game of the Week. I'm sure they already advertised it as that.
Who's commentating that game? Because isn't Romo doing our game?
Is he doing our game?
Who's doing our game?
I don't know.
Where can I find that information?
Well, if it's Fox, it's got to be Greg Olson and his crew.
You might be right.
It's got to be Greg Olson and his crew. Or maybe it's Tom Brady again.
Maybe.
Although what game did Tom Brady do last week? Was it the Cowboys game? I think he did the Cowboys game, Cowboys Saints.
Do y'all think Steelers can beat the Cowboys? I don't know.
I can't really.
I don't want to say no.
I can't really say that at the moment. I can't.
I don't want to say no.
Give me another week or two. Give me another week or two. Let me see how the Steelers gel. See how they do.
JPJ's gonna have his hands full. That's all I'll say.
CD.
That's all I'll say.
You gotta lock down CD, bro.
I think Dak makes a lot of mistakes. If JPJ and them can limit CD, I like our chances. We just gotta limit Minka and run the ball down their throats because I mean clearly their rushing defense isn't that great. I think the linebackers are pretty average. Their secondary is just, oh wow, look at all these turnovers. Yeah, look at the yards you're allowing too. I mean, come on. I think Pickens has a good game in that one though.
I mean, no lies detected. Plus, they're still without their number 2 corner.
Yep. And yes,
sometime.
that is Sunday night. That's going to be a great primetime game. Anytime there's a Steelers-Cowboys game, you know it's going to be a good one.
I'm going to say this right now. If you're a drinking man, take a shot when Dak says, here we go.
He can't say that.
He's going to be, and it's a Steelers home game.
That's
too,
our line. That's our line.
He's going to do it in our stadium.
That's our line. It's in Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he can't say that. No, trademark it. No, copyright.
Take him to court.
Steelers got to copyright that. That way he can't say it no more, and they can get half of his $60 million.
I don't know why he started saying that. I just find that annoying.
Here we go.
Interception. Dak Prescott.
Dude, I would just imagine. Here we go. Hike. And then he throws an interception to Minka. That'd be hilarious. That'd be hilarious. That's 2 weeks from now. We got the Chargers coming up. I'm very excited for this game. I feel very confident about it. Micah Parsons says T.J. Watt is not one of the... Yeah, he said he's not one of the NFL's top 5 pass rushers. And then C.J. Stroud kind of had to humble him, knowledge him a little bit. Micah Parsons, man, he's a phenomenal football player. He's not the brightest person by any sort. He is not the brightest person.
I'll say this. We grew up in the same area where he grew up in. And,
he's from our hometown, and people from there are not...
They're not bright-minded.
No.
Let me just say
Props
that.
to Minka for getting out that area and being a success story. I find that an inspiration.
It is.
Him and Shady McCoy, props to them, right? They're not the smartest of individuals. They're not. And they went to 2 opposite high schools that are literally across the street from each other.
Or were.
The other one isn't ran no more. They created a whole new one.
Yeah, the old one is just there.
I could sit here all night telling you about the history of everything.
If you're
Shout out to SteelTwins Nation, 412.
We've got 2 words for you.
This is with a $5. What Steelers players have you met? Great question. We met Jason Gilden at a contract.
Contract. Yeah, we met him at a contract.
It was one of the draft parties, and he was one of the
still a legend, there for the event, signing autographs for fans and everything.
Yeah, I met Jason Gilden. He's cool. Who else have we met?
Beside him, if you remember, was J.J. Wilcox.
J.J. Wilcox, and he was cut the next day.
Forgotten Steeler. Could have been better to Mike Mitchell, but just saying. Trying to think. Well, we didn't exactly meet this individual, but we were trying to park for the Steelers and Titans game. That was back in 2022, 2021.
And then Max Starks was kind of...
Well, no, because
signaling
I was
traffic.
just going to get to that point. Yeah, like, we were in front of this car, and it stops, and then this huge, tall man stands out. I'm like, bro, this motherfucker's kind of big. He turns around. I'm like, wait a minute, that's fucking Max Starks.
That's Max Starks.
Max Starks was, like, right in front of us. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, we didn't meet him. So, yeah, we met Jason Gilden. I can't really say there's many players we met. I'd like to meet a couple.
That's pretty much about it off the top of my head.
Now, there's someone I'm missing. I know there's someone I'm missing. I'm having a brain fart right now.
I think that's it.
I know there's someone I'm missing. It'll probably come to me during the game. It comes at the
Random
most
ass
random
times. You could wake up and be like, that's what it was.
Who do you start this week in fantasy, JK Dobbins or Najee Harris? Both. Both.
Yeah, you're doing both.
Capital B,
know what's
capital O, capital A, capital F.
You know what's funny?
Both.
I got a coworker that has both running backs in there.
Both.
He asked me to say the same thing. I said, yeah, both.
Both.
Start both.
Both.
You're bound for big matchups.
You met Hines Ward in Bettis? I'm jealous. Bro, Hines Ward's my boy. He better go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's nominated again. He probably won't get in. At this point, man, save him for when Ben goes in. I will be there. I will be in Canton. Think I'm playing? I will be.
We'll make the trip.
I will be there. If I'll probably be there for Ben. But if Ben and Hines goes in at the same time, I don't care how much it costs. I'm there. I'm there, bro.
Oh, by the way, going back to the Steeler you may have forgotten. Are you talking about like the Latrobe trip we took that one time? If you remember, went to Latrobe like summer of 2017.
Yeah.
Watch rookie year.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that. You just
No, we weren't really meeting players.
sitting
I'm
there
just saying.
trying to get autographs. Like, it's not really meeting.
No,
anyone.
it's not. I'm not saying that. That's what it was. I'm just bringing that up.
I won't say it was meeting anyone.
No, I mean we were there. Watching the players train and practice, and got autographs on their way back.
Edmonds is not on the practice squad. He is signed to the 53. He was inactive last week. Hopefully, he's active this week.
And he's not 34 anymore. He's now 38. Because Jalen Elliott's 34. I don't know.
I guess. This
Yeah.
is weird. This is weird. I'm glad Edmonds is back, and I hope he plays, man. Arthur Moats is a great dude. I know he's a great dude. He comes off as a great dude. He's always been a high spirit individual.
Oh yeah,
it's great.
of course.
It's great. Even when he was a player, and what he does now, he's just such a high spirited individual. It's awesome. But I remember as a player, he would bring this like intensity. Because I used to watch like the mic'd ups or the backstage, the locker room type things they used to do. And I noticed like he would always burst onto the screen with his enthusiasm. It was awesome.
Of course. It was very contagious.
His energy is awesome, man. It's great. AB won't get into Hall of Fame for a while. He won't get in.
Byron probably never.
He won't get in until I don't know when he'll get in. He should get in, but he won't for obvious reasons.
His behavior, he's probably never getting in.
He ain't getting in. He ain't getting in.
Hey, it's a shame, man. It is.
He ain't getting in. CTE, bro. He ain't getting in.
CTESPN, that is.
CTESPN.
Yeah, CTESPN. That's his brand.
I know it is.
Yeah.
He's making light of a serious situation. He definitely got it. Oh, he got it.
Now he's become like this memer on X.
It's hilarious. It's funny.
There's a chuckle here and there, yeah.
A lot of it's actually
The
funny.
certain word of the day. That's all I'll go there.
Yes, that.
That's all I'll go there.
Now, Ernie, why you gotta do that? Why you gotta bring up Sammy Coates? I try to forget about
Listen,
him.
if his fingers weren't hurt in that Jets game, I mean, who knows? Because, I mean, before his fingers got hurt, Coates was a very reliable depth guy. Not the depth.
Deep threat.
Deep threat, yeah. If you remember.
He didn't do anything after that.
He didn't, though. You're right. I don't know if that ruined his confidence or if his fingers were just screwed from that game. I don't know what it was.
I don't know, but I know he got like 3 catches after that game, and that Jets game was like what, week 4, week 5?
Yeah.
He got 2 touchdowns
That was
game.
that was his career game, yeah.
Yeah, Coates was killing. Like what year was that? 2016? No. Yeah. I think. I forget.
Yeah, it was his second year, 2016.
Yeah, but I remember like he would always get like a deep threat or a deep ball almost every game for the first 3 or 4 weeks.
All right, why are we bringing up bad players now? Dre Archer, Lama Swede.
It's all right. Fine. We won't play that game.
Jarvis Jones.
We won't play that game. Dante Moncrief. Morgan Burnett.
He didn't play, but
Say it. I know what you're thinking. Here, we'll say it at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Sandquist Golson.
yeah.
You didn't say it.
But like
You just ruined the whole experience, man. I'm very
man, what a waste.
I'll give you another one. Oh, Mark.
Who?
Mark Barron.
Mark Barron.
Remember him?
Mark Barron.
Mark Barron. He wore 26.
Mark Barron. Oh! Yeah, that guy. Yeah, he was ass. No disrespect, though, for real.
Yeah, we don't
William Jackson.
Yeah, we don't want no more Steelers players coming at us on our Instagram feeds. Although we said nothing wrong, Broderick. Ladarius Green.
He just couldn't stay healthy.
He could have been a stud, man. Devin Bush.
Artie Burns.
Is Devin Bush a Brown now?
Yeah, he's a backup. That's funny.
Is he a starter?
No, he's not. Luke Vanette. Oh, my God.
Huh?
Who remembers Luke Vanette? Tight end. Back up to Vance McDonald.
Yeah, we traded a fifth for him.
Yeah, it was random as hell.
Yeah, remember that small time period we kept throwing like fifth rounders at depth pieces?
Joe Schobert.
Joe Schobert. Nick Vanette. Well, who was another one? Sure, there was another one.
Darius Henry-Bay. That's another name.
Darius Henry-Bay was solid.
He was a special teamer.
He was solid. How would you describe D'Angelo Williams' potential he had with him behind Bell back in the day? That was great. That was great. That was a fun time period.
D'Angelo Williams coming to Pittsburgh, it revived his career.
Yeah, it did. That was a fun 2 seasons for him. I remember that very fondly. Him and his curtain call, man, he had the most touchdowns in 2015. D-Lo was awesome. That was a great period, man.
D-Lo was a hell of a back.
You know what? See, it seems like every time we do this live, I always go end up on eBay.
You're going to find a jersey on eBay. Okay.
No, because last time we did this, I bought a...
Willie Parker.
Yes!
You got it over there.
Now I'm going to buy D'Angelo Williams.
Ryan Switzer.
Switzy!
I heard he's getting into coaching now. I hope it works out for him.
You know, he was one of those players I was very happy that we traded for because I loved him coming out of North Carolina.
Dawson and Eli Rogers wasn't bad.
Eli Rogers was solid.
He was a very solid hand.
I don't want to sign D'Angelo Williams jersey. I want a fucking wearable one.
Bro, don't swear.
Sorry. Yeah, we got to save him for Sunday.
Come on, if I can grab it. I got 2.
I don't want a signed jersey. I want a wearable jersey.
Well, you have fun with that. I missed Benny Snell football with his spinny mouthpiece. That was the only highlight about him.
Nah, there was 2 things I remember about Benny Snell football. One was the Week 1 game versus the Giants in 2020.
Yeah.
And his stiff arm to Marcus Peters against the Ravens. That fired me up.
LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah, he was here for a cup of coffee and a legitimate blunt.
Yeah.
Literally.
The good old number 27 was LeGarrette Blount.
He got upset because, what's his face?
Bell.
Because Bell went off versus the Titans on Monday night when they had Zach Mettenberger starting. Remember that? I remember that game. William Gay had a pick 6.
Yep.
Remember 2014? William Gay had 3 pick 6s.
Well, speaking of, I think he was on the 2014 roster, Lance Moore.
Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember him. Number 16.
Cotty Sensebaugh.
Ew.
Yeah,
Jeff Reed?
He wasn't good. Jeff Reed was clutch.
Landry Jones. Why would you bring him up?
Dennis Dixon. What was that one, was it Clemson quarterback? Boyd?
Taj Boyd. Josh Go. Stop.
Oh, okay. Now. Thank God for Buzz. You know, if it wasn't for Josh Scobie being dog shit, we would never have found Chris Boswell.
All it cost us was a Thursday Night Football loss versus the Ravens for Boswell. I guess it was worth it. First time losing to the Ravens did something good for us.
I'd say it was worth it. I mean, how many years of Boz now?
Yeah. Never would have gotten them.
How are we talking about kickers? Garrett Hartley. He was supposed to be the guy to replace Sean Sweezum.
Yep.
How about Sweezum, man?
Sweezum was good.
Sweezum was great. I mean, dude, the accuracy in his kicks. My God.
Yeah, he didn't have a leg, but he was accurate. Scobie was bad. Scobie was a different kind of ass. I'm not going to swear on that.
Now I know, like, now there's a reason the Jags are.
James Worlds, yes. Man, he had so much potential. But
It's Jason Worlds.
Yeah.
Jason Worlds? Yeah.
Yes, Jason Worlds.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, he had so much potential.
He did.
He retired too early. I remember him. Damn.
Yeah, one of the reasons why James Harrison came back out of retirement. We know the primary reason.
Partially, yes.
Yeah.
Well, once he retired, we're like, hey, Debo, I guess you got to play another 2 years.
Oh, because, yeah, Jarvis Jones didn't do anything.
Jarvis Jones sucked.
Yeah, he did. I don't know what that was.
Jarvis Jones
The highlight
sucked.
of his career was his partnership with Subway. And the sandwich he got, which looked freaking creepy.
Let's not talk about Subway. Subway's good, though. Ben terribly missing Justin Hunter versus the Chargers in 2018. Yes, I remember that. And then Ben putting his hands up like he didn't just overthrow him.
Yeah.
6'2" receiver, and you completely overthrow him. Dude, yeah, let's, before we get on out of here, let's talk about some Steelers-Chargers history.
And who could forget the Monday night game, Michael Vick starting?
Yes! The Wildcat ring the bell at the end of the game.
Saved by the bell, that's what it was. But Michael Vick pulling off one final clutch drive.
Run the ball!
Shout out to Steel Mexican.
Yeah, thank you, Steel. Yeah, I mean, like, Michael Vick, he showcased that, hey, I'm still clutch.
Yeah, he became a member of the STM. Appreciate you. Yeah, that was his last comeback victory ever.
Yeah, it led to a Wildcat formation with Bell just to get it in there to win the game as clock. time expired.
Marcus Wheaton with his deep touchdown.
Yeah, Ben drew that up.
Most of the game was boring, but those are some highlights. And Heath with the big play towards the end, getting Bell in position.
Yes, sir.
Eric Ebron. Wow, I forgot about that. And that wasn't so long ago.
It wasn't.
Unbelievable. Wow, that was a time. Steelers Chargers. Who could forget Troy?
Of course.
One of his best
just
plays.
diving one-handed interception.
Don't you have that as a picture somewhere?
No, I think we do actually.
I swear to God,
it might
do.
be in storage.
I swear to God, you do. You need to get that out for the game.
If I can find that, I'll try to hang it up. So I don't know where the hell I'm gonna.
We're gonna find it somewhere. I'll put it here.
Okay.
We'll hide the Heinz Field Forever towel for a week. You guys know
But
what
no,
it is.
it's a home opener. You can't hide that.
I'll wear my Still Heinz Field to Me shirt.
Okay, that's fair. All right.
Yeah, dude, if you have that, we need that up for the game on Sunday. Steelers Chargers, a couple years ago. What was it, Monday night? I think it was Monday night.
Was it Monday night game?
Pretty sure it was Monday night. That game was stupid. That game was so stupid. The Steelers almost made the comeback, man. They were so close. So close. Justin Herbert ran all over us. Remember when
Not just ran, but threw. He scorched that secondary.
remember Cam Hayward had to come up from the line of scrimmage and make a touchdown-saving tackle because no one else knew what the hell they were doing? What was the end score of that game?
I'm actually trying to figure that out. Hold on.
What year was that? 21? I think it was 2021.
Why is this not low enough for me? Come on. There we go. Back in
37, 41-37.
Yeah. Box score. That's what I want to see.
That game was dumb. That game was really stupid.
What about that?
Steelers scored 27 fourth quarter points, but still allowed 14.
Yeah.
God, Ben threw 3 touchdowns. Deontay had 100 yards. Eric Ebron had a touchdown. Frymuth had a touchdown. Herbert 3 touchdowns and a pick. Who got that pick that gave us the?
Let's look on.
Because I remember he threw a pick and we were so close to winning it. Who was that? Was it Highsmith or
Was it Sutton?
was it a linebacker? Or yeah, you might be right. I think it was Sutton.
Was it Sutton? I don't know if it was or not.
The chat will probably know.
Cam Sutton.
Okay.
Cam Sutton. He won't be available for this game.
No.
But talking about Steelers Chargers history still, that one Sunday night game where I was pissed off and let out the soundbite.
Yeah.
Run the ball!
Yeah. Yeah, that game in
2018.
2018, that originated the run the ball for this channel because Rob was so
They weren't
frustrated.
running the football. I mean, they had what, like 2 touchdowns earlier on? Let me check the box score here. Rushing, James Conner, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He ran 15 times for 60 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And we lost
they were
33.
early. They were early touchdowns too, and then they stepped away from it.
And we lost 33-30 in that game.
They had Ben throw the ball 45 times.
45 fucking times against the Chargers secondary. That was dynamic. I'm about to play that right now.
I am never gonna be.
I'm about to play it.
I'm never gonna duplicate that.
Chat, should I play it before we get on out of here?
You have it. I know it's on
Duck
there.
Hodges versus the
Yo,
Chargers. in
Keenan Allen,
2019.
holy crap! I mean AB too. It was the Keenan Allen AB show.
Yeah, Duck Hodges story versus the Chargers that in 2019.
You know when Devin Bush got that deflected interception. Was that Phillip Rivers still? I think it was.
Yeah. Wasn't that Rivers last year? It was 2020 last year. I forget. The years go by so fast, I forget.
I thought it was 2019. It was 2019.
I don't know. The years go by so quick.
I know.
I don't remember.
I know. Well, right now, the Steelers lead the series 24-11.
Duck Hodges, man, 15-20, 132, and 1 touchdown and a pick.
Play like a backup.
James Conner was our best receiver. 78 yards?
Receiving.
He had 2 touchdowns. Like, he cooked. Wow.
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 Yep.
Unbelievable.
That was when they dunked it. They still do.
I actually don't remember much from that game.
I remember the interception by Bush, and I'm going to be honest, I think that was it. Who did Duck throw the touchdown to?
Connor.
Was it? I don't
James
remember
Conner.
that. I don't remember that.
Yeah, James Conner, shout to him. He's such a great starter for the Chargers. For the Cardinals. It started with a C somewhere. Yeah, man. How about Arizona? What a win they had last week. Marvin Harrison cooked. James Harrison. God, James Conner
Yo,
is
you
having
good?
a hell of a run right now with Arizona.
No, ever since he
Very
signed
happy
with
for him.
Arizona, I mean, James Conner's just been on another level. Good for Connor.
One last bad player. Okay. All right, fine. As I prepare this clip up with Rob, with the probably best rating of the channel's history, the chat, either give me your best Steelers versus Chargers memory or the worst Steelers player you can think of ever. Go. And I'll tell you who I think. It's Kenny Pickett. We got to move on.
That's going to be my guess.
Well, twins think alike.
All right. Well, yeah, I'm in the same boat here. But, yeah, we got to move on. I remember Rivers trying to fight Hilton. Yeah, you remember that?
Yes.
Yo, Phillip Rivers, man, like, he was a very vocal guy. Like, he did a lot of trash talking, if you remember. And he had, like, the weirdest throw motion. I don't know if it was just me, but I just felt the way he threw it. It was just, like, kind of odd. I mean, it worked. He had an arm.
It was not a normal throw. It's like his shoulder was out of socket, and he's just.
It's not like a regular,
Wasn't
like,
it-
boom. It's just like that.
Was it? Hold on. Was that one video by Bengal that keeps getting played year in year? Was that the one he made of that was imitating Phillip Rivers, where he's in his backyard, he's backpedaling, and he just throws like that?
I'm not sure.
Pretty sure
yeah,
it's that one.
Allen, he does have a bunch of kids.
Yeah,
Yeah, we know.
he got a lot of kids,
He could pull off wins. Okay.
but he can't pull out.
Yes. Yes.
I didn't even have to see the chat for that one.
No, I said it.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Where is this
Phil
clip?
throws the ball downward. Gunnar Olszewski. Oh, jeez.
Hold on. Let me find this damn clip.
Bro, we talking about bad.
Where the hell is that at? God, how have you been doing?
I thought the clip was just saved to our files.
Maybe.
Then why you not? Why
I
not?
don't know. Hold on. See, now you got me thinking. I can't see a goddamn thing. Okay, there it is.
You have glasses.
They're upstairs. I don't wear glasses no more. I have contacts. I like my contacts.
Yeah, and they don't work.
They do work.
Wow, but you just said you can't see.
Well, I'm tired. Hold on. Where the hell is this?
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, the toe tap on the kickoff by Gunner. Yeah, that pissed me off.
What an idiot.
It's like, just let it bounce, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Hold on, let me.
Come on.
Actually, you know what? Let me do something.
Gunner.
1 second, folks. Feel free to keep getting your things in. I think that's just funny to look at.
Well, here's another name, Morgan Burnett.
He sucked.
Was not all that good.
Okay, guys. All right.
Oh,
Lenny
here's
Figner. I
another
mean,
one. One more, Brennan Boykin.
Brandon Boykin.
Yep.
Wow. Hold on. What's that? Go away.
Oh, we're talking Steelers Chargers, Cam Thomas.
Oh, God. What an awful signing.
Cam Thomas wasn't good. And Ladarius Green.
That one? No. Hold on.
What are you trying to do
Give me a
here?
damn minute.
Dan,
I'm trying to figure out the settings. Stop yelling at me.
I'm not even yelling.
All right, I'm going to play it. Let's see if this works.
Lenny Figner, I mean, for sake, we passed the board running it, which I don't understand. We rarely ran the ball. I mean, we ran it about 15 times with Connor, which is fine, but he needs to have it at least 20 to 25 to 30 times a game.
Exactly.
But you want to throw it 45 times and get the Chargers secondary. That's dynamic.
Exactly. Like, I don't
Run the ball!
Oh, my God. That never gets old.
Oh, boy.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that all started because the Steelers didn't run the ball against the Chargers on Sunday night in 2019.
Run the ball.
Keep in mind, that was the morning after, so, like, imagine how I was that night, okay? Freaking what, 19-year-old me just
Oh,
ticked
my
off.
God. It's funny because I feel like a lot of that still runs true sometimes.
Well, I'm going to let you know, like, if they don't run the ball come Sunday, yeah. Okay? We don't need the soundbite.
No, you won't need a soundbite. That's awesome.
Yes, young boy, yeah, we were a little chubby. Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. No, he thinned out, gained a little muscle. Him more so than I have, but still. Yeah, definitely grow up a little bit, huh?
That's when we were boys.
Yeah, boys turn to men, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Missed the New England Rams after. After we lose, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't miss them. I'm glad that period's over. I'm so glad that period's over. God, that ruined my night so many times.
Jeez, dude.
Oh God, the endless blowouts to New England. There's 3 that come to my head right now. It's the AFC Championship game in 2016. It's the Week 1 matchup in 2015, and the Week 1 matchup in 2019.
Yeah.
I'm glad that time's over.
Yeah, it was just miserable.
Eddie, what's up, bro? How are you, man? Yes, Jesse James caught it. You guys know that.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Everyone knows that. Everyone knows he caught it. Come on, bro. He caught it, brought it in, handed it over the plane. It's over. It's like as soon as the ball is in, he brought it in. That means it's in possession. He reaches out across the plane, which means once it crosses the plane, it's a touchdown. No matter what happens after that, doesn't matter. They screwed us. That's a touchdown. And then you see what Zach Ertz did in the Super Bowl that same fucking year. Come on, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, they screwed us. Oh,
Oh,
man.
yeah, big time. I mean, imagine if the Steelers won that game, the whole different playoff picture and the
I know.
trajectory would have been drastically different.
Oh, dude.
Yinzer Max Sports in the chat. What's up, brother?
Dude, Yeah, Yinzer can attest, bro. How'd you feel after that Jesse James catch, bro?
02 AFC Championship game, 05 AFC Championship game.
Oh, my God.
07 game in Foxborough as well. Brady was hurt in 02, and Bledsoe carved us up.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I remember it was in Tom Brady's documentary. He mentioned, he was scared shitless of that Steelers defense. That was in Heinz Field, and he was terrified.
Yeah, that was his reputation.
Yeah.
And then he never had that once again. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, the Steelers? Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a
I
shame.
can't even get a coin, damn it.
That's a shame. Wow, man. Yeah, Jalen Samuels' legacy game against the Pats 2018.
Show up for that one game, and I can thank him for that. Simple as that.
And then we, I think that same game, Joe Hayden had that interception.
He did.
Shout out to Eddie T with 199. Big Ben said Brady was play action king against the Steelers, dude. Especially since we played that soft zone so many times.
Yeah.
God, him and Gronk
Yandra
killed us.
Yandra Mack says Jesse James' game was the most pissed he was since the Tebow game.
Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that Tebow game, bro. I was barely a teenager. Barely about to be a teenager. And dude, I tell you what, my brother, he seen that catch. He seen
Thomas, he just
rest in
run
peace.
up.
He ran all the way down. The second he crossed the end zone, before he could see Elway and Tebow do whatever the hell they did, he turned that TV off. I'll never forget it. Oh, I'll never forget it. I guess I should have. It's like the universe was telling me, like, hey, this is what's in store, so get used to it. And nothing's really changed in terms of success.
No, not really.
Just saying. I'm just saying. I was like 16 when that game happened. Damn, man. Damn. 16. See, the worst loss I experienced when I was 16 as a Steelers fan. Hold on. I was 16 in 2015.
2015.
Fuck, that Eagles game was bad. Week 3?
Yeah, it was the worst loss Tomlin, I think, at the time ever sustained. Yeah, freaking
Obviously-
Carson Wentz torched that.
Obviously, week 1 versus the Pats that same year. God, bro. God. Hey, that's what being a Steelers fan does to you, though. Sometimes you wouldn't have it any other way. I mean, you would have it any other way. Come on, who am I kidding? Brady threw 50 times against us every game just to prove he was better than Big Ben. I mean, he always was. I mean, no one was going to dispute that. No one was going to. Look at the playoffs. I mean, come on. What was everyone's reaction in the 2016 AFC Championship game with Steelers and Pats? It was just disappointment. We were in the championship game. We were that close, and that's what we deliver.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell? It was rough.
It was miserable to watch. It was.
That was the first of many playoff blowouts we would suffer since then. Oof. AB's last game versus Saints was a great game. Yeah. That was also, man, that game was an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah, Joe Hayden's PI and Juju's fumble, of course.
God, I remember that game too. Wow, that was God, man, we've really been through a lot, haven't we? When we look back in retrospect.
Well, just look at last year alone. You know?
Yeah, I still don't know how we managed through all that. I really don't. All I'll say is this: I was only a month old when we lost Super Bowl 30. I can only imagine how mad I'd have been at Neil O'Donnell if I was old enough to have seen it. Good God. Dude,
Yeah.
where was he throwing?
Threw it right at the defender. Yep.
I wasn't even born. We weren't even born.
No, hell no.
We were born in '99, man. So we were. That was way before our time. God. Yeah, that was rough.
And since then, the Cowboys ain't gone back.
No.
Not even to a conference championship.
No.
Nope.
No. Yeah, electric, you're right. Love and hate relationship being a fan of an NFL team. You're not wrong.
That's how it is.
I was 6 during that Super Bowl. Hey, at least I experienced 43. I was too young to experience 40, but I experienced 43. I still remember that Harrison pick 6, bro. Where I was, how I reacted. Those are moments you never forget. They just stick with you. Hell, I can tell you what our immediate reaction was after the Jesse James situation. Big Ben threw an interception in the end zone. Dude, Rob stood like this and shouted no at the top of his lungs. And in my head, like I kind of collapsed to my knees. I'm not even exaggerating. I collapsed to my knees and I thought to myself, we fucking had him. Like, we had him.
We were right there.
Like, we had him.
We had it.
That's all I thought. I was like, we had him. Damn. Just moments you don't forget. But the good moments you also don't forget, man. Hopefully there's a lot more coming, man. I definitely don't forget the moments of what Watt did, you know. All the plays he made. Especially that strip sack versus Seahawks. On Geno Smith.
Yep. That was wild. Three blockers in front of him, and Watt's able to get around and just get the Geno.
Yeah, dude. Wonderful, wonderful play by Watt, and many more to come from him, man. Hopefully more to come this Sunday for him and the Chargers, because he's got Joe Alt, and Joe Alt's, hey, he's looking like one of the best tackles in the league right now, but
Yes, sir.
he ain't met T.J. Watt yet. And if you ain't met T.J. Watt,
Yeah, you're gonna be in for a day.
you're gonna be in for you're gonna be in for a very, very rough welcome. I hope so. Hope Watt and them come to eat. That was me when Mendenhall had that damn fumble in Super Bowl 45. It's funny because as a kid, I remember blaming that entire game on Mike Wallace because he was the intended receiver on 4th down. I was like, man, we would have won. I forget how old it was. I was like, we would have won if Wallace would have just caught it. Just completely ignore that Ben had a shit game. Completely ignore the defense got torched.
Yeah,
by A-Rod.
Ben threw a pick 6.
And completely ignore that Mendenhall fumbled. It's like, but it's Mike Wallace's fault. No, it's not. Mike Wallace had a great year that year.
They just didn't come prepared. They just made mistake after mistake. I think Sweeja missed a field goal too.
That was a rough Super Bowl, man. It's
It
like
was.
everything went wrong. Oof. I still argue that Wallace was interfered. Yeah, I mean, he only got one hand on it, I think. I forget exactly how the play went down, but only because I refuse to look back at it. It's on YouTube right now if you guys want to watch, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to myself.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I'm not doing that. Not today. Just not doing it. Any other good moments for the Steelers, though? Because it seems like we're talking a lot more of the bad.
I'm actually trying to think. I'm having a serious brain fart right now. Like, why the hell can I think? It just feels like every game has just been the same. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
It might just be me, but it's just how I feel.
I feel you.
I can't think of anything. Crap. I'm really trying to dig deep.
What about Ben's last game? Or last home game?
Of course. Yeah, that was an emotional one.
I've never been more emotional in my entire fandom as a Steelers fan. Never. And I cried when Shazier got hurt, and I cried when Ben took that kneel. When he kneeled and Najee and Derek Watt were around him, I lost it.
Yep.
I was like, fuck, this is it, isn't it?
It was.
That hit me. That hit me hard, dude. That whole game was emotional. Beating New England and Philly back-to-back in 2004 when they were both undefeated. Yeah, dude. That was Ben's rookie year. Probably will go down as the best rookie season of all time. He went undefeated, man.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Yeah, you'll never see that again. Like, that's something that can really be said. That will never happen again. Never. C.J. Stroud had a great rookie year, but
No other rookie quarterbacks going undefeated.
no,
It's just not happening.
not at all. Unless they have the best support system. Kind of like what Ben had. He had great coaching. He had great defense. He had a good offense around him. But Ben, dude, you can't take anything away from him, bro. He was slinging it.
Yeah.
Ben, as a rookie, came in.
They made sure that Ben was comfortable.
Yeah. Mason Rudolph and Pickens' legacy game versus the Bengals
Yes.
last year. I don't know. Part of me still thinks Mason should be the starter. So a part of me just can't let him go.
He'll get his name called in Tennessee.
Oh, he will.
I have no doubt about it.
Will Levis sucks.
Will Levis can have fun with his mayonnaise-scented cologne and
Oh, my God.
and his coffee mayonnaise that he does. Whatever.
Oh, my
It's
God.
just,
Hey, I like mayo, but not in my coffee.
I'm not. I'll have it, but it wouldn't be my first option.
Coffee, hold the mayo. Come on. That's ridiculous.
Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Yeah. Why did he do that?
He threw a dumb pass, got intercepted.
Why
pick
did
six.
he do that?
He's just on his knees. No.
Why did he just stop Jalen Johnson, bro?
No, he just stood there, watched him.
Will Levis is just not good.
That was fun. That was funny.
He's just trying too hard.
Yeah, he was. Shit. Any other good moments you guys want to talk about real quick? Feel free to get them in the chat. Well, I give a quick shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's live stream, today's podcast episode. Thank you guys for joining us, and thanks to BetUS for sponsoring today's live stream. Shout out to them. Look at their betting odds for the Steelers and Chargers game. You guys can go to betus.com and take advantage of the 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000 when you use the promo code YouTube150 when signing up at betus.com. Take advantage of all their fun perks, plus this bonus. And you guys can wager on the Steelers and Chargers game this Sunday. You see the over-under is very low. I would feel very confident in taking that. And I feel very confident in the Steelers spread. If you think the Steelers could win, you can place a wager. You can place a parlay on this game. Go to BetUS. They got all kinds of other props and wagers you can bet on in regards to all your Week 3 bets. So go to betus.com. Take advantage of that promo. Thanks to BetUS for sponsoring today's podcast. Just please gamble responsibly when doing so. Shout out to you guys for joining us tonight. Juju destroying Perfect. That was great. God, that was the same game Shazier went down. James Harrison's historic Monday Night Football game against the Ravens, while Ben had 5 interceptions on him in the first half. That was an all-out game, man. I don't think we'll ever see that type of performance ever again. From a linebacker? From a pass rusher?
Yeah, James Harrison was on something that night. Like he was locked in.
I don't know if they did PED test or drug test back then, but if he didn't get drug tested after that, unbelievable. I'm just saying. James Harrison was a beast, bro. Imagine if he would have started years before, what his sack numbers would be. You know what upsets me, though? Watt still doesn't have a playoff victory.
No, he doesn't.
It's like Brandon Marshall. Like, how does he not have a playoff victory?
He just don't. It's not even his fault.
Gotta change, man.
Not even his fault.
Corey Floor says, I need alcohol on Sunday at 1. I don't know if you're a fan of Oktoberfest, but I got you.
Good old Samuel Adams.
I got
It's a good beer.
Oktoberfest, and I gotta get the pumpkin ale. Sam Adams is my go-to around this time of year. I'm a seasonal festival type of guy. I get heavy into the holidays, so Sam Adams is my go-to when it comes to that. Especially their pumpkin ale. It was good last year. I'm gonna get a case this weekend. I won't be drinking during the game because you don't want to see me do that. I don't want to see me do that.
No.
But on a stream like tonight, where it's towards the end of the night, I'll have one only for the stream. So I'll just sit back, enjoy myself, talk to the chat. We appreciate you guys. Claypool 4 touchdown in the COVID era.
Highlight of his career.
Was that real?
It was?
Oh, you guys going to a game this year? Odds are probably not, because our schedule is way too crazy. Even if we do, I don't know what game we go to. I don't know.
I couldn't tell you. I couldn't.
I don't know. See, I'm actually I'm really starting to plan ahead because Pittsburgh hosts the draft in 2026, and the plan is for us to go down there for the draft. So you already know how costly that's going to be. So I'm saving up for that. And Canton, when Ben goes in, I am going there. Even if Ward doesn't go in with him, I'm going there. Or if Ward goes in before Ben, and then Ben goes in, I'm going to both. I wanted to go to Troy's.
This man's determined.
I wanted to go to Troy's, but the whole COVID garbage, we know how that happened.
Yep.
Ben and Hines, I got to go. Hines is my favorite player of all time, and Ben is still my quarterback. So, yeah, man. I gotta make it. I gotta make it to them. The most badass birthday I ever had, Steelers Cowboys 08, down 13-3, and came back and won. Townsend's pick 6 on Romo. That was great. That was awesome. Townsend, dude, Shea Townsend was a stud. He was so underrated. Mm-hmm. He was a very underrated piece of the 08 defense, man. And that's how strong the 08 defense was. Wow.
Yeah, that cover that they did of the defense, I got to get that framed.
Yes.
Or like made into a poster or something.
Facts. So do I. Also, Mac, while you're in the chat, I am switching.
Boy.
I am switching my Monday Night Football game. I did pick Cincy. I'm switching it to Washington.
Why are you switching?
I got a feeling Washington's gonna pull it off.
I don't.
Maybe I'm giving them too much credit. I don't know. Cincy just. I don't
No,
know.
I get it. It's just I just don't see Cincy losing to Washington.
Never know.
I just don't find Washington.
Chat, who do you guys think? Washington or Cincy?
I don't find Washington as legitimate yet.
I think Jane
They're
Daniels.
going to be going through growing pains, of course.
Well, their defense ain't much, and I think Jaden Daniels' legs is gonna keep him in it.
I don't know.
Who do you guys think is gonna win? Washington or Cincinnati? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being way too much of a homer here. Maybe I'm being way too much of a homer. Giants finally beat the Browns. No, they're not. Wasn't the Browns my lock of the week?
Daniel Jones.
Tampa Bay was my lock of the
Daniel
week.
Jones is not getting past that defense.
Everyone's saying Cincy. Hey, I'll be the lone wolf. I probably will lose, but I'm going Washington.
Okay. It's your decision.
All right, Cowboys, Ravens.
Ravens.
I picked Ravens in my pick 'em. I gotta go Ravens here.
Yeah.
Who do you guys think? Ravens or Cowboys? All right, now Bengals, Commanders.
Bengals.
I'm gonna go Commanders. I switched it.
Okay. Fine. That's your choice.
I still have Arizona as my upset of the week, but I'm gonna go Washington.
Listen, I hate that I'm going with the AFC North teams. I am. I hope they lose. I just don't see it.
Giants, Browns.
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 Are you kidding me?
Dude, it's fun. Dude,
Who do the Giants have? Malik Nabers. That's
you know
it.
what scares me though?
That's it.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys. You know what kind of worries me?
What?
You know, we were laughing week one. Ha ha, all the AFC North teams lost and we won, right? That could very well be the entire opposite, where they all win, but we lose. Or could it be a case where all of us win?
Well, the Steelers can still remain on top.
All right, and finally, Chargers or Steelers?
Steelers.
I'm going to go Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going Steelers. Biased aside. Not really, but really. Steelers. I'm going with Steelers, man. I'm going to go with the Steelers. And with that being said, we're going to call that a stream. Thank you guys for joining us for 2+ hours talking about the Steelers and Chargers matchup. Plus, just talking with the chat because that's always fun and a good way to close out the work week. I still got to work tomorrow, but still, man, talking with you guys is always a blast. You guys know we'll be live for the game on Sunday for the Steelers-Chargers game. It's going to be a high intensity in Heinz Field. It's going to be great energy, and we're going to try to bring some of that into our stream. And I know you guys are going to bring the energy, so can't wait for that. We appreciate you guys each and every week.
Let's rock.
And hopefully the Steelers can do us a solid, man. Shout out to Dawson Wynn and subscribe to the Steel Twins. Appreciate you, Dawson.
Thanks,
I'll
Dawson.
call you D-Dog. Appreciate you, D-Dog. Awesome, man. With that being said, we're going to call it a night. Thank you, guys. You guys enjoy the rest of your nights. Have a great weekend. Enjoy college football tomorrow or whatever you guys are doing. And then we'll see you guys on Sunday for the Steelers versus Chargers matchup. It's going to be a great one. Rob, how you feeling?
I feel like they need to run the ball.
Really? I think so too, man.
I feel like they need to protect the football, and I feel like they need to get the dub.
I hope so, man. I really hope so, but I'm very confident. I think we can slow down JK, and as long as the offense gets in the end zone, hopefully twice, we can go 3-0. 3-0.
Imagine that, man. That'd be a hell of a start, and quite frankly, the Steelers need it.
Steelers really do need it, man. It's going to be interesting. But thank you guys for joining us, and thanks to BetUS for sponsoring today's podcast episode. Again, take advantage of that 150% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000 when you go to BetUS.com and use the promo code YouTube150. when signing up today. Take advantage of that. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring us for the NFL season. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. We appreciate yins. You guys have a great rest of your night. Enjoy your weekend. See you Sunday. Let's go to 3-0. Here we go, Steelers.
And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you later. Peace!
You want to say it one more time? Or should I play it one more time?
I can't duplicate it. Play it.
You want me to play it?
Yeah, to close it out. We'll play it Sunday, too, because why not?
All right, we'll play it one more time. Hold on. Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
You lost it.
No, I didn't.
Come on, dude. You got it?
No.
Great. You ruined the ending.
I didn't ruin nothing.
Yes, you did.
Randy Fickner, I mean, for sake, we pass him more than running it, which I don't understand. We rarely ran the ball. I mean, we ran it about 15 times with Connor, which is fine, but he needs to have it at least 20 to 25 to 30 times a game.
Exactly.
But you would have thrown 45 times and got the Chargers secondary. That's dynamic.
Exactly. Like, I don't
Run the ball!
Okay, all right, we're going tonight. Thank you, guys.
I don't know if that defense is dynamic anymore, but we'll see come Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
run the ball.